Hello everyone! Welcome to another APC2 stream. Let's freaking go, am I right? Welcome everyone. Max, Randon, Lewis, Brazilian guy. Let's go. So for Rand, nice to see you guys. Cherim. It's cool to see some of the people that I rarely see during the rest of the year, but you guys show up for APC2 or APC in general, so that's very hype. Nice to see you guys. Yeah, we have the last games of round 2 because it actually concluded this Monday. So yeah, this week's Monday. Well, actually on Sunday was the last day for them to play round 2. So round 2 is finished. We're gonna cover some games of round 2. Today and tomorrow there's gonna be some round 3 games it looks like being played. So I think we'll cover round 3 next week. We'll see. We'll see what we do. There's just one game that was actually played. So yeah, we're gonna look at that, and then at the end of the stream we can look at how the bracket looks like, all the winners of round 2, and then what round 3 looks like, right? Who are the players? Who are the 14 players in round 3 that they all get, as you see on screen, currently $23.03, even if they lose 2-0 or get 0-2, whatever, and if they win, then they move to the main event and they get a nice bump to 63 and so on. Hey Semi, let's go. Malleus, nice. Okay, so so I hear you, Randon Lewis, who said Umite would be good if you do a YouTube post a day in advance or something so we can plan around. I would love to, and it's something that I've always given thought of doing that, to kind of let you guys know in advance when these qualifier streams are going to be happening. But it's always so hard. In APC1, I remember the few times that I tried to do that, I literally couldn't sleep. Like maybe it was the first stream of the qualifiers where I remember I had scheduled it in advance, like the night before, to kind of, maximize the awareness out there of the stream of the tournament. But I literally could not sleep that night. So and I don't want to sacrifice my sleep for that because then I am a zombie. So what is going to be scheduled that you will know in advance is the main event. I mean, we know the dates, right? It is November. The time that it starts, it's yet to be determined, but I do want to start as early as possible. We have to see. I do want to kind of adjust to the players' time zones, so we'll see about that. But it is going to be on those 2 weekends of November, the 8, 9, 15, and 16. But yeah, I also just, Saturday comes around and I just want to wake up without an alarm, just be relaxed, take my time to have breakfast and everything, do a big breakfast too, a big brunch, so I don't have to have lunch, so we can do a non-stop stream for you guys. So something to take into account. But what was I gonna say? Anyways, yeah, I think it makes a lot of sense for me to do that for the main event, so as to, because there's a lot of coordination in the main event, so things need to be scheduled. But for these qualifiers, I'm trying to not take it too schedulely, or else I feel like I start losing sleep, I get burnt out really fast, and I do want to come, to these streams with as much energy and, hype as possible. So I hope you understand. That's all I wanted to mention. I do appreciate the suggestion, but yeah, I think that it's just not gonna happen for me. Like to schedule in advance the qualifiers, it's just gonna happen kind of like, okay, I'm ready now, boom, and I kind of post it like 30 minutes in advance, and it's crazy how fast it goes. Like I scheduled this one at 1:30. I was like, okay, let's do it, and it's been 30 minutes of just prepping. Just looking at the games to cover and just getting OBS set up and everything, getting my water, getting the AC on, your favorite, Anyways, I also wanted to thank the donations, so let's do that. I think there was one since last time. We had a $40 donation by Ben Joey, who said, thanks for organizing this. Thank you, bro, so much for the $40. That's amazing. I think Ben Joey's actually playing in the tournament. I mean, confusing it, because there's two very similarly named players. Yeah, Ben Joey is playing. Yeah, I actually played against Ben Joey one time. If I'm not mistaken, Ben Joey with another player. I think I played against Ben Joey in this live tournament by Silvera a couple years ago, and I was so lost. Like I had definitely lost. The guy definitely outplayed me, and the only way I was able to win was because of day limit. I was able to kind of snatch, you know, a few, like just enough of property, just like one more, and block enough to prevent him from swapping that around at day limit. And he didn't know about day limit also, back when it was less known. So I you know, there's matches that you will always remember. It's crazy. Hey, Sockmaster. Oh, you're sick? That sucks. Well, hope you get better. Okay. I think we can start. Let me look at my notes. Oh, I have to start recording. That's true. I'll do that. And give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Okay. Oh, I forgot to lower the music. Okay. Oh, yes. So, I think we can start with this game. By the way, guys, if you have any specific match that you really want me to look at, I'm gonna cover a couple, as many as I can today of round 2, and that'll be it for round 2. I don't think I'll be able to cover all of them. So let me know if there's any specific one. Oh, Ari and Sandra are playing right now. Oh yeah, that is true. Yeah, but I think I'm gonna cover the ones that I've already finished, so we can kind of go through as many as we can, and then we'll. Oh, actually, that's spoilers of round 3. But yeah, that's round 3, so we're gonna cover round 2 first, and then I think next stream we'll cover round 3. Ari and Sandra, that's hype. Yeah, I think they're playing on Swiss Banking. Anyways. So let me change these around. Thomas Maximus with that purple. Oh. And Villefort with the red. Because we covered last time round 1 here. Villefort and Thomas. Or Villefort won with Andy against Max and Safecracker. Can't remember the color that he had, but we'll just leave it. No, actually, let's change it. Let's do... Amber Blaze. Amber Blossom. Where's my Amber Blaze? Why did we lose Amber Blaze? I'll never get over it. Okay, so let's get into this one. I want to see, because I did not watch this match. So I want to see what happened here. So this is, again, round 2 of Villefort and Thomas Maximus. Thomas Maximus took out Poland in round 1. And Villefort took out Izanagi in round 1. And yeah, their first match, these two guys, they played on Safecracker. And Villefort was Andy and Thomas Maximus was Max. And Villefort got the win with Andy against Max. So Villefort, good live player. He is among, I think, like, I don't know, top 20, or he's pretty high up in the live league ladder. Just not well known. Just people, you know, not covered. I mean, I'm sure Semi has covered some matches of Villefort. I'm pretty sure I've seen a match at least of Villefort on his channel. But I think that's what's really cool about this APC edition is that because of the open signups, we have so many unknown players, no? Because it's very common for people to make content of players that are already known because they bring clicks, right? People click. They're like, oh, I know Poland. Oh, I know Grim Guy. Oh, I know Starflash. And they'll click that video. So content creators are kind of incentivized to do more of that. But I think it's very cool to give the opportunity to players that don't have a name out there yet, you know? So very exciting to see people that are less known play and really high competitively to a point where they actually beat the ones that are more known, like Izanagi, like Poland. So yeah, we have two slayers here, two underdogs, the two upsets facing each other. And we have Villefort with Kindle in the Amber Blossom over here, and then Thomas Maximus with Sammy over here. Very interesting. I'm actually very excited about Villefort's CO picks so far. Very like away from the mainstream of the CO picks. Everyone is picking Sammy here and Olaf sometimes, and that's it. And this is the first Kindle, I believe, we see on this map in this tournament. So we're gonna have our first tank here with Villefort. And Thomas Maximus doesn't really have to respond to it. He doesn't have to make a tank here to respond to it because he's not even going for this cap. So he's actually gonna stop his own capture over here to hit that guy, which is very painful, honestly. This is very worth it for Thomas because this guy is responsible for this chain and activating the airport, which activates the base kill. So definitely worth it. Is it worth the sacrifice of 1 infantry? I think it is. I think it's gonna take a long time. Well, this guy's 1, 2, 3. We'll see what happens. But this is gonna definitely slow down the capture of the airport. So it might give him a bit of a breathing room here. You'll notice there's one city right next to the base. So that is something that Kindle can use for the base kill, right? There's something that I do want to see because I don't know these stats. Let's do like tank on tank. And then this is at 7 with Urban Blight. That is a kill. So that is an important stat right there. This can be a copter as well. So it is not going to happen on a plains, right? That is always something that people forget about. But if it is on a city, then it is going to be a kill. So when the time comes for an Urban Blight, Thomas Maximus is going to need, or he cannot just make a tank and survive a tank shot or a copter shot. It is actually going to die. That's pretty significant. It's all going to be about those tactics and using the urban terrain. He does actually make a tank on this side. Oof. I don't think that was a good call. I think this tank could have been done over here. Probably over here. Now this tank has to probably shift over here to the top right. Make some mech to defend over here. And there it goes. Those Sami infantry fights are gonna be pretty good, obviously. And we have the first already here, so a pretty big deal. Gonna be looking to siege the space with a tank support, the already. We also have this airport chain already. Almost there. This delay is pretty significant. And oh, actually doesn't continue capping. Could have like hit that guy, right? But he decides not to. He goes and hits this guy and attacks from the city. Wow, okay, so pretty interesting. The Kindle firepower there from the city paying off against Sammy here. This is going to be captured because this can't stop a Sammy cap. But Thomas has stopped these two captures from Villefort. So Thomas is going to be ahead in those middle captures. And this is usually where Sammy can shine the most, right? In these middle fights where it's mostly infantry and mechs. She can go for one hit and stop your capture, but you can't do the same thing. She has bigger firepower as well. And there we go with the RD setup. Not yet. You need 2 turns to position to go there. This mech can't be... Honestly, this tank could be in the forest. With 0 towers, hitting from the road into a forest is not very good. But okay, Villefort is actually going to skip this city cap to speed up the airport cap. So we are going to see he's falling behind on that income just because this was stopped, this was stopped. So we can probably check the stats. Remind me later, because I do want to see that. I do want to see the impact of all these interrupts early on. Hey, Josh PW / Dog Dynasty, let's go. You're in the pub right now? Nice, nice. Okay, so yeah, there goes the 3 captures for Sammy. Tank gonna plop on the city. No mech build by Villefort, although he could have. I don't know why he saved up 7k right there. But he's going to get a first strike over here and probably support with a mech and make another tank. So this is a pretty solid defense. But there's no more infantry here for Thomas. The remaining ones have gone towards the middle, besides someone that died over here. And we have an RD here from Villefort. So another RD line here. And there you go. The RD is now in range. I'm not sure why Villefort saved up those 7k. Could have made a mech there to prevent the RD lock. Maybe he's not that worried about the RD lock. And he's going to go for the hit there from the city. Okay. And yeah, these 2 cities are not going to get captured by Villefort. I'm sorry, but you are not going to get that. And ooh, that's going to hurt. Okay, 3-5, yeah. Not a good trade there for Sammy, even after repairs. Maybe just leave let the tank be, right? And go and like hit this guy. I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe. Maybe you just use this guy. Okay, now we have Urban Blight. We also have double time. So, well, the RD can still shoot. I think with a simple mech buy here, then you're released of the pressure from the RD. We've got a capture going over here, got the copter. So this is looking pretty dangerous for Villefort. And there goes that Urban Blight. Tank is trapped. I assume he's gonna shoot at the mech to just lessen its HP, so then the RD is not dead as much. And then it's also harder to if you put the RD over here, then this tank. I'm not sure that an 8 HP Sammy tank can take this out. We'll have to see. I'm pretty sure it doesn't. It's on a city, has the power on. It's Sammy too. That city's gonna be stopped. Okay. And the tank was neutralized. That Urban Blight plus the tank hits. So the copter, I mean, the RD will probably deal like 5 damage. Heals up to 7. So this copter really isn't free yet. You do need another. If only you had another tank or a mech in range to take out that anti-air. So it's like building up to that composition, but not yet there for Thomas. Maybe a bit too rushed on the attack onto the base. And it looks a bit more dangerous here, honestly. You could always just take out the tank and then make another mech. But now you have the copter threat as well. So now it's that balance of, do I make a mech or do I make an anti-air? because you need both. But we're gonna get that. Oof, yeah, didn't get the kill. Even with the power, didn't get the kill there. That is pretty sad. Let's see if taking out unit count and blocking will save this area for Thomas. He's going to try to do that. Ooh, that is... Wait. Didn't get the kill. No. Because then this anti would be trapped. But now this tank can come along and take this out. Now that anti can go in and take out that copter. Even from the city. So that would be a KO. Oh, that is so sad. Oh, man. Not good. Not good here for Thomas Maximus. And he is down 1-0. So he has to win this match to stay in. And if not, he will be out all the qualifiers. Does he go for the kill? Yeah, of course. You gotta go for that. And they're doing pretty good with the timers too. 7 minutes, 8 minutes. So not like they are on increment or anything. I actually Villefort spent quite a couple of minutes, but they're still doing pretty good. Villefort is now going to be reclaiming one of the cities in the middle from Sammy. Also this one. And this base is super lost. Not even a mech build, but honestly, the lack of the unit count makes it so now this already is just gonna be shooting there forever. But same thing over here. It looks like he just made an infantry. So he made tank, copter, and didn't make anything here. He could have made a medium tank perhaps, but it's a classic problem of these guys are all going to be dead, and then you have a medium tank sitting on a base being shot at by an arty. So maybe not worth it. And perhaps better to just handshake the base trade and go into this like a more horizontal split over the map, where I don't know who it's better for, Kindle or Sammy. They're both aggressive COs. I think in a stall, Sammy should be better, especially without com towers, right? So high society from Kindle is gonna have a little bit less of a punch than usual. There you go. Got the base flip over there. We're gonna have the base flip over here. And now it's all about that timing of moving stuff towards the other areas. Like going for this, we're gonna see a T-copter here from Thomas to try to possibly come over here and grab some of these guys to bring them quicker to this area. Perhaps threaten this base. I feel like the best place that Sammy should be threatening is... Ooh, double T-copter. Dang, okay. Sammy should probably be threatening this area, right? Because you have the HQ, so a possible victory march threat is pretty real. Well, we'll see what they do. Villefort in the meantime is going to be trying to flip the middle properties. He's actually ahead on that income, but it's going to be all over the place with all these flips going on. Fortunately for Sammy, he doesn't have to worry about full HP, so these guys are going to be able to get these in 2 turns. I'm gonna get an infantry there, so that will force Villefort to make like infantry here and then recon, or leave the tank or something of that sort. But ooh, doesn't go for the capture there. Ooh, why not? Strange. Couldn't he have gone for the capture and then like arty here? Wow, okay, pretty passive there. Because you could have made I don't know where this anti-air was before, but that is pretty passive there for Thomas. 25-18. There's a bug outside the window that is pretty annoying. Big army build up right now. Big stally moment. Wow, not going for that city cap, not going for a fight, like to start a fight here. I think that should be Thomas' priority, and start to pressure this area, especially before the arty gets into position. But he must be threatened of these things. This arty, it could go over here and lock down this base. It could go over here and try to lock down this base. But I think Thomas is trying to play more positionally, more stally. He's like, okay, Sammy can do better with a stall. But he is behind on that income. Now everything has been flipped. And Billeford is ahead, 3K. We're at day 14, so still a bit away from that day limit. As Billeford goes for some first strikes over here. Okay, doesn't have enough air defenses to answer these 2 hits. He can only hit with a copter over here. And then I don't think he can take out the anti either. He would need a power. But positioning over here to go for this city, positioning over here. So Billeford keeping that pressure on always at all times. And Thomas, I think he's going for a double time. Yeah, he's going to sacrifice some stuff. He's going to get that shot and then... Oh, okay, never mind. I thought he was going to go for that double time hit there on the anti-air. But no. This makes us out of shots. Out of ammo. Okay. We have how many T-copters? 2? And there was an Urban Blight. Ooh, is he gonna take up the base? No. Okay, he's gonna lock it down. Dang, okay. The Billeford plays. Okay. Yeah, this actually works really nicely. So yes, the anti can take out a copter, but then you just base log yourself, and then Artie and tank take it out. You can start the capture. Yeah, very tricky here. Thomas would have to send as much as he can over here. I think Thomas is in trouble. Trouble Maximus. Ooh, and he resigns. Damn, just like that. Okay. GG. KD pretty even. I think just Billeford outplayed Thomas, honestly. Losing the space is the one that's next to HQ. I think Thomas was just very passive over here. I think he could have put more pressure to start the fight. But leaving the initiative to Kindle didn't help him at all. Let's look at some stats. What's the score? So this was their second game. The first game was won by Billeford, so this is 2-0. So Thomas Maximus is out of the qualifiers. The one that beat Poland is now out. So Billeford. Actually, Billeford, a very strong reputation he's building. He beat Izanagi. Now he's beaten Thomas Maximus 2-0, the guy that beat 2-0 Poland. So yeah, definitely have to keep an eye out on this guy. Okay, let's see the stats. So I think somewhere over here were those interrupts by Thomas, which kind of made things even. And then Billeford, after the base trade, he had a few more properties every turn, so he had a little bit more of funds generated. Unit count, army value, pretty similar. Damage dealt. Got a big spike here of Thomas. Pretty even match, honestly. I think it was more about the positioning than anything else. This last turn was pretty deadly though. 140 to 95. And very little response to. And Billeford made a medium tank. He had double RD, and he had been copter chaining as well. So he's, again, the more time that Thomas waited over here, the more of a defense Billeford could make. Okay. Biggest upset of the qualifiers, though Thomas eliminating Poland round 1 was probably a bigger upset. Yeah, I mean, Thomas is still a very good player in a sync. And I mean, in live as well, apparently. Beating Poland 2-0, it is... I don't think a lot of people can claim that title, honestly. being 2-0 Poland is pretty wild. But yeah, Biddeford moves on to round 3. Let's see what the other game I have for you guys. Ooh, I wanted to cover this set actually. I wanted to cover the Plague set, because Plague games are always crazy. Okay, I remember. Okay, so we have Sprite Mare against Days of Plague. First game of their round 2. Sprite Mare had beaten Walker 2-0, if not mistaken, in round 1. Walker, who made 2 of the maps on the map pool, the 2 craziest ones. And we have a game here on Catatonia. And there's something, I'm not sure if it happens on this match. There's something that has been happening lately in some matches on this map. We'll see. This guy, both of them not going for the cap over here with the 2nd infantry, instead moving over here and sort of protecting this guy from the base. There's a line where this first guy goes to interrupt the base cap. So I think they're trying to do a line where it stops that, or at least it mitigates it. So they're giving up that first 1k income. It might break some tank order, but at the same time you are compensated by a city chain, so you are going to even it out, or even better. I don't know. I'm not sure what the math is there. Did Plague wait? What do you mean? I'm not sure what you mean. Maybe in the previous turn where he sat on the mountain. I think that was intentional. But we're gonna have a recon here. A recon here from Plague instead of waiting for a tank, because he would have extra 3, gives him 6. Okay, so he wouldn't make a tank next turn. So a quick recon over here. Will Sprite Mare make the same? No. He's not gonna make a mech. He's gonna wait for next turn to make a tank. So there goes that recon. It is going to pressure. He also moves up the lander, which you gotta be careful of. This, you gotta be careful of this. Sprite Mare, you better bring this guy onto this mountain. Okay, there you go. Man, it's happened more than once. It's happened more than once that you just end the match with a lap cap. The recon is gonna get that free damage. I'm not sure why Sprite Mare did that. You do have the tank there, but I think you just gotta wait. Just wait them with the infantry. Go this way, but that is a free shot. That is one very important free shot there for Plague. The tank is gonna have a hard time chasing it. It has to either go over here or over here. Okay, it goes over there. Now, as Plague, do you go and hit again this guy and stop this capture? Potentially this capture as well. Do you go and finish this guy off, or boom, to hit this guy? But now you have the tank response here from Sprite, and Plague can now make a tank. So this tank would want to be putting pressure over here, but Plague is gonna make a tank here for sure. It will protect both of these captures from this tank. There's a mech here as well. Classic Plague. If Plague makes it to the main event, he's gonna be the easiest one to recognize. I say that since, and last year I couldn't identify even one, but I feel like Plague would be the easiest one. Okay, and he goes for the hit there. And that tank is going to get a nice shot on that recon, but doing some damage. There is 2 infantry that's damaged. Also, not sure about that lab cap there, but oh well. Plague doing plague things. The tank is going to go towards the middle, so it is going to be putting pressure. Oh, actually, you can't even capture that. But trying to centralize or like join these 2 tanks. And we have an RD now from Sprite as well. Perhaps looking to bust the pipe seam and like activate the really strong all-in onto the space sort of line. I feel like if you make it on the space, it's because that's what you're planning on. If not, you would make it over here if you're trying to put pressure over here. Now that recon is gone. Did it do anything? I guess it's delaying this guy from finishing this chain over here. Okay. Interesting shot right there. Why are we doing that? I feel like an RD is going to be coming over here from Plague. And he's going to go for... Okay, nice. Man, the lander is always pretty cool. The tactics that I've seen on this map are always very interesting. Because you're like, okay, he got this, but this tank is going to hit from the city or from the silo. But the lander, it blocks. I mean, even more blocking now. I think there's actually no way for Sprite to take out this infantry. So this tank cannot hit this guy. It can go and hit this guy, but you're going to have this mech in range. No, okay, never mind. You're going to have this tank in range. So he's going to stay there and shoot over there. Okay. And one more shot from the RD and that pipe is going to be out. Okay, that was strange. Isn't this funny when that moves and then you see the shot, you think it came from over here, but no, it was this guy sacrificing. Why would you sacrifice that guy? I don't get that. Shouldn't you just keep capping? And then you can hit this guy next turn? It feels like it relieves the work from this tank. You gave the tank more value just by doing that. Okay, double hit over here to stop this capture. And that is going to be enough to prevent this tank from hitting this tank. So big pressure on Sprite Mare's base and Plague without having to make an RD. Just taking that unit count and Sprite Mare kind of shifting everything towards the middle and then Plague blocking him off from coming back. But we are going to have this though. So we'll have to see what happens. As Plague doesn't make a tank. He hasn't built a single tank on this base. And now we see an RD and we see a copter. Hey, mind. You want both players to win? I mean, these are 2 very good players. This tank is still... it's just chilling there. It's been here, now it's over here on this side. I don't know what it's doing. It's gonna get that hit over there. Oh, nothing to cover it. Oh, Sprite left nothing to cover that infantry. Just getting outplayed here by Plague, honestly. Uses the power. What? Were these injured? I have no idea. I don't know why Plague does certain things. He truly is one of the players that I just cannot understand. The guy just has a different philosophy. I will never understand it. The worst thing is that he always has like an explanation. He always explains it and it's like, okay, I still don't understand. And And now we have another Andy power. Okay. Lab cap over here, but it's at 9, so nothing to worry about. Although this lab isn't capped by play. He's gonna do enough to stop this comm tower cap. That could be a big problem if Andy loses that comm tower. Slowly moving forward with that already. Not enough funds for a medium tank either. I don't think he needs a medium tank. You also see double anti for one copter. Was he afraid that perhaps Plague can break through and attack the anti? But I don't think so. Not sure why that double anti. He might want to respond to the copter going this way, so he wants to send the anti this way. But damn, this city's still uncapped. This tank has been doing so much. It stopped both of these cities forever. Tank is gone. And I think that comm tower is gonna go through. Okay, cap stop. Ooh, 7-7 because of the bomb bolt stats. And locked in the tank over there. No support. If only Sprite could get a +1 movement and take out this tank, or get a hyper upgrade and take out this guy, but no. Okay, so running out of infantry over here for Plague. Already set up over here to protecting the comm tower cap. This will go through, so Plague will have a turn of double tower and Sprite 0 tower. But will Plague do double tank to stop this, or one tank? We'll have to see. I feel like he will only send one. I don't know. Honestly, knowing Plague, he might just let it go. I swear, Plague just... I kind of have to say what I would do, and then he will do the opposite, right? You always have to think what's the opposite, and that is what Plague ends up doing. Like, there's contested bases, the other guy is gonna cap it, he lets it cap, he doesn't interrupt. It's like, what? Why? And somehow it ends up working out for him. Like, I don't know. This guy is just crazy. Okay, he does not go for the comp. I'm telling you, it's always the opposite. It's always the opposite with this guy. The other thing is that there is no other infantry to join cap here. To be fair, he would have to do one tank hit and then another tank hit on the other turn. So he'd have to sacrifice both tanks to keep the comm tower. But okay, he's gonna let it go. He's definitely a player that prioritizes more the unit count and value over properties in general. And just makes... Okay, yeah, he is absolutely letting this go. Could he afford a medium tank? He could. Sprite could afford a medium tank. Look at that. But you do have Artie and Copter and no answer to a Copter either. So it'd be pretty easy for Plague to just block it in. So Sprite is just going to give up that base. He's going to be hoping to take this out with the support of a second second artillery. Oh my god. Bye base. Plague is going to start capping that. And he's going to start moving over here as well. Threatening the city. You have the copter here, but I think this tank could get a shot there. This map is pretty wild. So, gonna shoot there, gonna block with mech and tank. Yeah, there you go. And yeah, that base is gonna be gone. So we'll go for the copter hit here. Probably not with hyper upgrade coming along, and then Sprite will just take out the copter, heal his back up, and then he'll have 2 copters against 0. But we have a mega tank. Wow, did he join anything? He did. Okay. He joined these tanks. He gets 28k. He's gonna move off and make a mega tank. That is how much he wants to save that base. Sometimes he cares about his properties. Sometimes he could not care less. but we see a freaking mega tank. That thing is not going to die. There are 2 arties. That is not going to be enough. We've seen on another match just how resilient a mega tank on a base is. You need 4 arties to take it out in 2 turns. So that's like 8 arty shots. Possibly if you have 6 arties, you might be able to take it in 1 turn. But yeah, how realistic is it that we're gonna see 6 arties pointing at this mega tank? There's also no copters from Spritmare over here in this area. He's gonna have to use that super to take out this copter and heal this guy back up. Let's see, boom, boom. He would have wanted to heal this up as well before that shot. Wasn't possible. He's gonna get that, and he resigns. Dang. Very even KD. Unit count better for Plague though, better, just more kills there. Mostly infantry. So you can see there's 7 infantry left for Spritmare, 14 left for Plague. So you have 3 over here to assist in this area, and you have a lot over here. This is gonna be lost. Plague could also get this property, he'll get this. It is gonna be very hard for Spritmare to answer any threat on this area, really, because you have this anter and another anter most likely being built. Since he doesn't have to spend any more on the space, yes, the repairs, but now he can shift over here, and then Sprite has to send tanks over here, and it's just gonna take a long time. He only has 2, and there's 2 already over here for Plague. So yeah, it was not looking any good. I want to look at the stats real quick. Yeah, exactly. Not just any mega tank, an Andy mega tank that it gives him the charge to then heal it back up and not die. It's just a charge machine. 15 to 10 on a base. Yeah, let's see that. Oof. That is pretty crazy. Yep. Stat wise, pretty even there. I wonder if the recon is, it definitely paid off for Plague there. It stopped a few caps. I think just Sprite didn't answer correctly, and then there was that one tank that also stopped a bunch of caps, so you can see how Plague was having more funds. Unit count, army value, and damage dealt. So I think this was the recon hit, but the recon had already stopped 2 captures. So it had shot at 2 infantry. So this value and damage was already inflicted on Spritmare as well due to the lack of captures. Then pretty even fighting. You got a big power turn here by Plague, a bit bigger of a power turn there by Sprite, and then after that, every single turn was more damage from Plague. Until this last turn where Sprite got good damage because it was the mega tank shots on the copter, but yeah, it was over. It's crazy how you can see a lot of stuff on stats, but nothing really tells you the story as clear as just looking at the board and what can happen and what is happening. GG. So that was 1 win there for Plague. We can look at game 2. How are you guys doing, by the way? We have 60 viewers today. Dang. Okay. I think this is the highest we've had for the qualifier. So welcome, everyone. I see Valier in chat as well. I see Joe. Let's go. Sergu as well. Very nice. Very hype. Hapa as well. Nice to see you all here. Every 10th of HP matters, at least in a sync, Joe. Are we talking about the mega tank damage? To be fair, it is a lot of repairs, but Plague was doing so good on the other side that as long as he held that base, he had so much more to also flip that it was going to be a snowball. Okay, let's look into this match. So I need them facing. There you go. Good thing that they kept their colors. So we have game 2 of Days of Plague against Sprightmare. Plague down here with his favorite color, the Purple Lightning. We have quite a few players that like Purple Lightning. We have Starflash, Talos, Thomas Maximus, Plague. So quite a few. And then we have Sprightmare over here at the top with Amber Blossom, the new redesign of Amber Blaze. So sad to see it go. No early rush towards the contested base just yet, but they both picked Max. So these rockets, usually they will be locking that base, but it is not going to be the case for the Max rocket. It does not reach that base. So this base will no longer be able to rely on that rocket to stop this base from wanting to get it. So this base is gonna have to use infantry or something. But luckily you have this nice solid silo tile over here that you can hit from. So it isn't the end of the world. It looks like none of them are going for any greedy base cap line. And actually, let me go back one turn. Okay, so Plague skips. So Plague doesn't make a tank this turn. He has 6k. And something that you gotta know about Plague is he loves his copter openings. He's like tank skip into copter opening to counter a tank opening. So that is what he's gonna do right now. There goes that copter. And if you look at the funds by Sprightmare, he's gonna have 8k. Also, he goes for the greedy base cap. Okay. Why are we doing that? I mean, sure, it stops this infantry from capping, but you're also stopping yourself from a capture. So I don't know. There it goes. But yeah, 8k. So Sprightmare is gonna have to base skip to make an anti-air in a map where it's base light, so you have less bases to make infantry, and he is going to do that. So it is going to hurt Plague, and this might be just Plague philosophy. It might be in line with that, like going for the base, getting that infantry fight. He has to base skip. He's only going to have 2 infantry in this area because we're fighting over here. I think that's how the Plague thinks. He actually doesn't even hit back. He just pulls back, keeps the rocket there. Dang, okay. So 14 unit count against 11. He's gonna build 2 units. Tank infantry most likely. But if he does that, he can't build copter, so he really wants to build a copter. It's also Destrel, his tank, which Plague... I mean, he had to answer with a tank on this side, right? Against the anti-air, which makes sense. But he doesn't have an answer to this. So if Sprightmare can get some damage with his tank, he won't be able to do that here. Maybe he can get a hit here, but I wouldn't be surprised to see this copter just swinging towards the right and making this anti-air chase that copter. And we have also the greedy base cap here from Sprite. The infantry interrupt and then sending another one to finish that off. Because he had a turn of double tower. So Plague now gets the tower. And okay, he goes for okay. Whew. He might have not gone for that, this Plague guy. But there goes that copter front switching. So now this tank is like, what do I do? This anti-air, because this tank just wrapped around to hit over here at the pipe seam, it should very comfortably just go over here, right? If the tank went 246, 246, then it wouldn't be that easy. It wouldn't be that easy. 246. Yeah, I think that could have been an option to prevent the anti-air from switching. But he doesn't even make another tank over here. Okay, I mean, he doesn't have to, right? This tank can't get damage over here. It could go for a hit here within the minimum range of the rocket. Wow, he's gonna double down. He's gonna join cap there for that base. Okay, I think this forces vehicle and infantry to stop the base cap, and you do have a lot of defense over here. Double anti-air. Why the double anti-air? I have no idea. Also, why not over here? I'm not sure. It feels like this you don't really need that second anti-air, right? Because it could just go and chase a copter. But okay, that is gonna be stopped. And does he go? Okay. Unless he does tank copter over here. He does not. He does not. Plague does not go for the base interrupt. He's gonna prioritize the army. He wants more army. So that base is going to be capped by Sprimer. It is officially 3 bases against 2 for Plague. And I don't see this base getting capped by Plague. He does have a good number of infantry. He's also behind on the captures. We'll see what he does. But perhaps the lack of vehicles from Sprite over here, this anti specifically, if it would have been made over here, it would really deny this. But we'll see. So that's gonna be 1 tank for a tank, and then the anti kind of sacrifice itself there onto the copter. Okay, and now you have a tank over here. Although I feel like it should have been an anti-air, because now this copter can come over here and be a pest, but it is not. So Plague is going to keep fighting, and now he's going to be able to take out 2 tanks. So that's 2 tanks, 1 anti-air down for Sprite Mare, while Plague lost 1 tank. So it did end up paying off vehicle-wise for Plague. We'll see if the base is going to end up working out. In the long term, it should be pretty strong. It is obviously not only just 1k more of funds, but an extra unit that he can be pumping out. So, and that is going to matter a lot. Especially like 2 against 3, right? 2 bases against 3. It would be different if it's 3 against 4 bases. Because with 3 bases, you have a decent amount of infantry. But with 2, you don't have a lot. You really don't. You have to be very picky of your infantry captures and fights. But obviously, Spider-Man is not going to let this go through. He's going to do whatever it takes to stop this. Here comes the mech, as always. Play cannot play a match without making a mech. And now we're going to see the front switch here from Plague. He's gotten the army, like the fight value that he wanted from over here. And now he's going to use that advantage to go over here and try to get that base. Sprite Mare knows it. And so he makes anti and copter. He's going to have the trifecta of the vehicles. Tank, anti and copter. You can address everything. So it's really, Plague really needs to get this and these cities, because he's also behind on income. So this vehicle advantage, this temporary army advantage that he has, he needs to make use of it. That kind of reminded me of another match that I would like to cover. So now we have threats over here for Plague. It's not the case with other COs where this rocket would cover, so it's easier to protect it. And the base is stopped. We're gonna start to see a conga line here of infantry from this base, as this is gonna always be making vehicles because very far forward, so you can make use of it. It can also shift towards the middle or towards this side. So there's gonna be a nice conga line here. So this conga line, keep an eye on it and see what it does. because it will be very important for Primer to try to go for these properties. After all this infantry fight, there's not gonna be much left for Primer now. He has the 3 vehicles. This poor tank got shot at, and now Sprite has to send either the copter or anti-air or use a max power and hit with a tank. So not very ideal. But he has all of these vehicles that are kind of not doing too much over here. If only he would front switch them towards the right side. Because if Sprimer can lock this down, it is his game. It's won. I don't think that play can really do anything just being down a base. And very... also behind on income, right? Like, this is the moment where his little vehicle trade has to pay off. So he does use the power so the tank can get that kill. I think it also allowed the anti-air to reach. Yeah. So he got a few uses there of the +1 movement. And he's actually going to block this guy. I think he should put the infantry on the road or something. Or on the mountain, I guess. Oh, okay, just going in. Okay, very, very greedy. This is very, very greedy. Okay. I think it was... Oh, wow. Oh, wow. You know what the thumbnail of this video is going to be? Okay, let's freaking go. I remember watching this live and I think I know what Sprimer was thinking. He goes for this, and this already, I think the reasoning is to go over here and lock down the base. The max already base lock. How did I forget about this? That's insane. I don't think that's gonna work out very well because these two guys are gonna die. We have max blast on the table right now. This tank is gonna get blasted by this copter. Anti is gonna get dealt with, and then there's no more tank or anti here. We're gonna get this cleared. That is gonna be, yeah, totally nuked. All 3 of these vehicles are gonna be destroyed. Even the mech getting some value. I don't know how Plague does it. So there you go. That gets freed up. Doesn't get to kill that. So that's gonna be a city lost. Wow, that anti is a resilient boy. But yeah, you can see that Artie's not gonna be able to do anything here. Like, what do you do? You take out this and then you plop the tank here, bring the Artie, you just get wrecked by these vehicles. So Plague is doing so well over here. He makes his double vehicle build over here, try to stop this nonsense. And yeah, he can't use this style because he has to shoot there. If only it wasn't max. If only. Dang, I think Spritmare wasn't doing too bad even after this, but this, the very greedy attack there, the let's just go crazy, make a max already, it just was not the play. And yeah, he taps out. So GG there. Dang. That was a very even fight. It was like very back and forth. I think Plague made the best out of that little vehicle trade for the base, shifted it over here, kept Spritmare on his toes, and Spritmare, he had the advantage of the base. The conga line of the infantry were just barely getting here. I think he could have waited a little bit longer and not make an RD, not go for that attack right in front of the base. I think that was too much. And perhaps instead, like, shift everything towards the middle, right? Cut off these guys and just try to go for this and assist this side. Pretty much just deny that base, and it would have been over for Plague. Because 2 bases over here, it's going to be very hard for Plague to do too much. Like, these bases are literally right in front of each other. This base is not supposed to be getting this base to start off. It's supposed to go for this base. So it's very funny when it happens. But well. Stat-wise, let's see. Very, very even. There's a moment here where you can notice that Plague gets a little bit ahead on that income, but then around here, I think Sprite gets that base, and he's at 15 to 14k. Well, it doesn't show anymore. It was 15 and 17, but he had 1k more advantage, so it went from even to one more. Boom, 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 boom. Then a little bit more because he got this flip. But let's look at unit count. You can see Plague ahead on unit count. In army value, same thing. This was the base cap moment, so always ahead. But you can see perhaps certain fights and the extra income, Sprite Mirror is catching up, but Plague was able, after all these infantry fights and forcing Sprite to use a vehicle to get this hit and the awkward positioning over here, Plague was still able to get ahead. Damage dealt, yeah. I think this bar tells the whole story. That was 40,000 damage in one turn. That is crazy. But yeah, this has to be the turn where he doesn't go for the base interrupt and he goes for all the vehicle hits. And then we have all these infantry fights and this massive, the weird RD turn into big counterattack into GG. Dang. So 2-0 for Days of Plague, moves on to round 3. So congrats to Plague there, gets a little piece of the prize pool, and salutes to Sprite Mirror. Had a good run, but it is the end of the road for him. Oh my god. Okay, I missed it. I don't know if it showed in chat, but huge donation. Hudge donated $100 with no message. Wow. Thank you, Hudge. You are amazing. You are tied at the first place with another user for the biggest dono of this tournament. Dang. Okay, I can update the price pool. Let me see. Round 3 contestants already get a piece of the prize pool. Yes. Let me show you there. I still have to update it. But yeah, the round 3 losers, they still get a piece. I think it's 2.5% for round 3 losers, then 5.5% for 5.5 for the losers of the quarterfinals of the main event, 11.25 for the semis. Yeah, the semis. 16% for second place, and then 22% for first place. I don't know why it's not letting me update the prize pool. What is going on? Okay, so there goes the new numbers for the players, but I don't know why I can't update the... It should say 1231. Freaking OBS, man. Okay, just imagine that the APC2 price pool there says 1,231 instead of 1161. I don't know why it's not letting me. Okay, I don't know. Can I? I'm trying to troubleshoot this, guys. Don't know why this is going on. Yeah, I agree, Sergu. I think it's nicer when tournaments have a more like distributed prize pool. This is quite a money-making model for Starflash. Win one tourney, be guaranteed to win something in the next one as well. Yeah. I don't know what you guys think about that. I thought it was a good compensation for like being the winner of APC, getting a guaranteed spot in the next edition. I mean, of course, you get a bigger prize because you won, right? First place, but you also get a guaranteed spot into the main event. There's something of not having that player in the qualifiers though, you know, kind of missing out that maybe could be nice. So I don't know how to really feel about it. There's like pros and cons of letting the winner be in the like already qualify, because it's something that tournaments sometimes do. I think in the World Cup, like the football/soccer World Cup, that's the case, or maybe not. I don't remember. Maybe it used to be. YouTubers are definitely big fans of making competitions where first place gets 500 and second place gets squat. Yeah. Well, some people have said that it is like more. Perhaps for some people it is more attractive to be like, oh my god, first place gets this amount of money, like so much hype. But then I think it's not as motivating for the rest of the players, because like unless you win the whole freaking tournament, like yeah, you're not getting much. I mean, it's not like we have that big of a prize pool. Like I don't know, $60. It's not even much, but it's something. Oh man. Okay. I don't know why the prize pool is there's some options of resetting, but I'm scared to press them. Properties. What does this do? I think I don't know if I should just like put it out like that, because it's dang. Yeah, exactly. It definitely is a sign of appreciation, Dimi, for everyone. I would have liked to have all the people in the qualifiers get a piece, but I think that can only be realistic once you have a bigger prize pool. Because right now we're giving to 8 spots plus another 7, right? The losers of the round 3. So that's 15. That's quite a bit. If you have a bigger prize pool, then you can definitely give, 50 spots or something. Okay, Joe here with the European versus America. Yeah, I got the sirens going. Okay, let's look at the other match before people get too bored. But yeah, that was the end of that set. I wanted to look at... We already did Arya and Third. Okay. Oh, I have to take out the price thing there. I don't know. I think I'll just leave it for now there, and then I think I have to reset the OBS so I can update the thing that displays it. So just picture the price pool. It's saying 12.31. So we have this match. We have Lionheart. Do like that. Lionheart against DeadFS. We have Lionheart in the Gray Sky with Olaf. And we have DeadFS with Orange Star with Sammy. This is pretty much the most common matchup we've seen besides Sammy Mirrors. And I wanted to see. So they're both going for faster caps here and here, instead of sending this guy towards the middle. And they're both... No, actually DeadFS... Yeah, I think they both are rushing this with the first guy from over here. I think this capture is from the starting infantry over here. And only now we're going towards the middle. And we have an arty here from Liner. So just straight from the get-go, he's like, you know what? No thanks. I'm just going straight into the arty line. Let's put some pressure onto that base. I think it's a little bit early, but hey, I don't know. You can do whatever you want. The reason why I say it's a little bit early is because you don't have a lot of unit count, so a mech will very easily deter that arty. But you could also use the arty to lock this down, for example, against Sammy. The only problem that I see with that is that an arty without a comm tower is not gonna stop the Sammy cap. Look at this. These are 4. And that's enough for Sammy to finish that cap. So Lionheart is gonna have 1 more infantry. It is that 5th infantry from the space, which DeadFS made a mech. We'll see where he puts it. You could just put it over here. I don't know. But DeadFS is gonna be 1 infantry less in this area. You have 1 from this base and 1 from this base, right? I'm really interested to see how these players play out the middle, because it's pretty crucial. He goes for the first strike here. Yeah, totally fair. I don't know. Lionheart could have just brought this arty over here, right? On this spot, lock down this capture, but also still be in range of that base lock. So a bit of a blunder moment there, perhaps. Allowing Sammy get that value. Sammy wins this normally. I would have to look at the stats, but we've seen a good number of Olafs win here. That Winter Fury and also just the normal power can be pretty deadly. We have a lot of pressure coming down over here from Lionheart. The only vehicles from DeadFS are over here. We got a tank and an arty, and we got double mech here. So tank, arty, and possibly a copter next turn. So Lionheart really just going all in over here. Gonna have a mech here, a pretty early mech, I'd say. And well, this infantry was enough to deter this guy from attacking there. I guess if he attacked, then the tank would come in and attack it, and none of these mechs would be in range to support it. So Lionheart was actually able to get away with this. That's pretty crazy. But he cannot go for that arty lock yet. Yeah, he cannot. And there goes that copter. So Lionheart is just going all in on that base cap, just making mechs over here. You would think that DFS could plop the RD and block with the infantry over here, and you would be right, because there's no counter. I don't know if infantry and mech are enough to take out an infantry on a mountain. The math is kind of weird because I know that mech has more firepower, but it is also a mountain, so I don't really know. But the DFS is just gonna collapse onto this side and attack a bunch of infantry here from Lionheart. Even this tank made all its way over here. And I think this is pretty smart actually from Lionheart, not abandoning the RD log from this side, instead going towards this side. So it's away from the mountain mix. So down here, I think you'll have an easier time of locking down the base with the RD, away from those mechs, those dangerous Sami mechs. More mechs over here, just all mechs, not even an anti-air, just mechs. I think Lionheart is happy to just handshake here, handshake moment of the base trade. Sami cannot take out. Well, I think in general it's not a guarantee to KO a tank on a forest. Though with Sami, even less likely, if not impossible. It's getting pretty dangerous here, but the Lionheart should definitely and very safely make an anti-air to respond to this copter chain coming, so he can also keep the mechs alive and deter the RDs. But you got this city getting captured by a Sami infantry, and pretty much the whole middle is being reclaimed by Sami. Lionheart just didn't really send anything else. He had more infantry, but they all came down here and then they got shot. And now there's nothing else. So DFS is going to be reclaiming these properties in the middle. He will be having the income advantage because of it. And Lionheart, is he gonna... Ooh, 0-1. He's gonna get an attack on that anti-air. Is that copter safe? I think it is. But I don't think the RD is safe. I think that should be very easy for DFS to break through this 7 HP infantry and just shoot at this RD. And that's why he's going to make another one. You kind of need another one. You kind of need 2 RDs at least for the base log over here to defend against mechs, but especially medium tank. But overall to like 2 KO an anti-air or a tank. But this is going to be a problem. I think this RD could have gone back here more safely. Just get away with a free shot here. Because taking this out is going to shut down a lot of the pressure, as all these infantry are going to not go towards here. So DFS is going to collapse the entirety of his army, it looks like, down here. Although actually no, there's going to be an RD here. So let's see, breakthrough, and uses the mech to boom, Liera 5. So he doesn't even have to make a medium tank, but he does. That is, yeah, 5 HP RD, it's not scary. And we got the double RD lock. Lionheart didn't even put any mechs here. I think he could have, but you also have Sami infantry hitting from mountains. He did make the anti-air, which he kind of had to. But there's a bit of a problem here. A pretty low investment from DFS as well. Just 2 RDs and a couple of infantry. These copters also, but they're kind of like, you know, just passing by, you know, just passing. They're actually going to come down here and assist. They can also be locking down this base. These RDs could shift around and lock this base. So there's a lot of things that DFS can do, really. Lionheart, will he use a power? Okay, he does use a power. Dang. He uses the power. This will prevent these copters from attacking the base to start. Also prevents the infantry. Look at that. They can't even get onto the mountain because mountains become 4 movement in the snow for infantry. So DFS would have to use double time just to move onto the mountain. But for example, this guy could not. So I think that there's a reason for that. It's just preventing all of his infantry from doing any damage. He has to make another mech. So now he has 4 mechs. Hopefully that is enough for him to attack the arties next turn. He kind of blundered here with the arty, so he has to make up by using the power. So let's see, double shots on those mechs. Okay, and another one. Boom. And Lionheart is gonna get 1 nice shot here onto this arty, and I think that could be enough. That could be enough. Just one though, just 1 shot for him. Copter's still alive. It really did get away with murder. It's the same with the tank. But medium tank is gonna be happy to just go around. He makes another medium tank. Wow. Okay. I mean, you do have a lot of income because he has all 6 of these. I think it also stops this from getting interrupted. I didn't point that out, but yeah, that happened. He had 2 infantry in range, but because of the snow, he couldn't get there. That was pretty funny. I think also this capture was a guarantee. He had to use double time to get a hit there. But yeah, pretty funny. Pretty funny use of the snow there. So Lionheart is gonna get some income this turn to make up for losing the entire middle. There it goes. But DFS shouldn't really worry too much. I think he has the victory march coming also, but he can just 2KO this and then start the capture next turn. Will Lionheart get away with flipping the space? You have double medium tank and perhaps more incoming, and just 1 arty and a half, 2 copters. Okay, the enter is taken out, so he is relying on that copter spam and the arties to really deal with this. If he can take out all these other units from that FS and lock these medium tanks in, then he should get away with taking out the base. A victory march is around the corner, just 1 star more. He did get that shot there into that arty, so he makes another mech. This guy just made 1 enter on that base, and then the rest is just mechs. Will we see a victory march? Is there enough captures for him? I think there's quite a few. He could get 1, he could get 2, maybe 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so that's it. Oh, and 6. He could get 6 properties. So he gets the charge. Will he use it? Okay, he does. After the tank shot. I don't know why. But there it goes. 1 property. Oh, he gets the base too. Wow, sometimes I'm really blind. But yeah. That is a huge problem. All this low investment from Lionheart to stop Sign from getting this and trying to get this didn't pay off. Now the arty even got dropped down 3 more HP with just infantry. 2 more caps going on. This one as well. 31 to 13k income, guys. They flipped the digits. Almost 3 times as much income. It is GG. There's... Oh, they didn't even get the kill there to plop the anti there, take out the copter and perhaps survive against the arty shots, and he just resigns. Dang, should have used the power for the extra stats. Ew. And the kitty doesn't load, I think, because this one's a little bit older. But we can load up our own stats. Dang, that was really quick. 12 days, victory march, man. Yeah, I mean, Sammy's pretty strong, not gonna lie. Not surprised that she gets the middle here. But perhaps that power by Olaf really wasn't the play. Perhaps saving up for a Winter Fury is the way. You think the Blizzard was 1 turn too early? Yeah, perhaps. I think he saw an opportunity of getting 2 caps and no counterattack and just went for it. But it might have just not been the play. Let's see if this works. They might have used, honestly, Lionheart might have used Noir Eclipse, so this is not gonna work. Dang, so sad. Okay, so the DFS 1-0, definitely the favorite here in this set. I want to take a look at the other one. Their next match. Okay, so game 2, DFS Lionheart. Same matchup. We have DFS with Gray Sky up here with Sammy. And we have Lionheart with the Amber Blossom with Olaf. Different colors for them. Hopefully it's not too confusing. But yeah, same matchup, different map. We have Lucifer here. These are the only two maps that use tier 2. So perhaps they both of them like tier 2 a lot. We're gonna see a recon here. The recon aggressive line from Lionheart is Olaf. And how did this guy? Oh, okay, I see. So the recon. So I guess this line of the recon and this capture only works for player 1, because now this guy can move off, can go somewhere else. Interesting to know that. So if you're player 2 and you make the recon, then player 1 can still go for this cap. He could have gone over here. And we're gonna have another recon on the left side, even with a tank presence over here. I don't think double recon is the play. I think I've seen it before. I think perhaps if you're max, but yeah, I don't know, because he has to wait another turn. I guess he naturally had to wait for another turn. Let's see. Has 7k. Yeah, I mean, you're not gonna base cap now, but you make triple infantry. You have 4 plus 6 tank double infantry. Recon weak side. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's to. I mean, you're fighting against Sammy, so you want to do like recon infantry to stop the capture. But DFS has this tank on the weak side. He's gonna make a mech over here. Okay. And we're gonna see the recon and infantry hit out there. So this is still gonna allow tank hitting from the city, infantry hits from the mountain. Dang. I wonder if perhaps you don't go for this infantry. You just hit with the recon, and then you let DFS be like, do I finish the cap? Or do I stop the cap and I hit with a tank? Right? That'd be an interesting scenario. Knowing that DFS, you probably finish the cap. And then it's like, okay, now do you finish the infantry on the next turn? Right? It's hard, man. That Sammy's capture ability on this map really shines, I swear, especially in these two side cities where you only have one tile to attack from. And Lionheart does this very aggro play. So he's already playing very aggro, but he stops 2 of his own captures to go to stop this one capture. So I think he's inflicting more damage on his own, like to himself, than he is doing onto Sammy. I don't think that pays off, but we'll have to see. I don't see any infantry close enough to these cities, so he is really losing 2k against 1. And also against Sammy as Olaf. I think Olaf would want to try to get more income, right? So maybe be behind 1k, maybe 2k income but just kind of hang in there. But 11k is really low for Olaf. He wants that money, he wants that charge. The recon was taken out. Now he's gonna get an attack there, gonna block off that tank from hitting this tank, so it's kind of nice. But that Sammy 1 HP infantry was able to deal enough damage to the other guy, leave it at 9, so even more economic damage to Lionheart. Dang. Recon didn't do much. He got this hit there. What the heck? Oh, Database got the hit there. Still enough HP to finish the capture in 2 turns. He's gonna go for the attack there, even in the face of these 2 tanks. But not looking good here for Lionheart infantry wise. He has this injured guy. He has this guy that finished this capture. It's gonna be taking forever to go over here, and that is gonna get there quicker. So these 2 cities are gonna be for Sammy, for the Grey Sky Army, and then you have this guy that's gonna want to go for the port. So you're not gonna be able to get this. So these 3 are gonna be Sammy's cities, pretty much. And I'm not seeing a similar thing on this side for Olaf. We do have the avalanche of infantries coming along as they all finish their captures. So that is something for DFS to keep an eye out for. He makes double tank infantry. Lionheart has 13k. Maybe he makes a copter triple infantry. Or double RD infantry. I mean, with 12k, pretty low. I think if you make, you can make a tank now, double infantry, and then you make double tank the other turn. Okay, so copter is the build now. So that has to make an anti now. Ooh. Yeah, that is gonna do it. Not enough tiles for Lionheart to stop this capture. And we're shifting towards the middle now. Finally, it's been so long, man. These 2 cities would have been Olaf's for like 4 turns. Dang, but now Sammy's gonna get that. The recon being sent over here in the face of this tank to like block it in. Because he's gonna go for a first strike there in the face of a mech. Oof. I think Lionheart went for too many aggressive lines, and now it's like desperation mode. Because that is going to be immense value. Recon out, tank out for half a tank in damage. There's also like no more tanks over here, so this tank can get a free shot because there was this recon build over here to try to, I don't know, get a poke over there. But falling apart here, the Olaf army looking really good for DFS. I wonder if this is it, like if he's just gonna tap out here, but might as well just keep going, right? It is your last chance to keep forward in the tournament, and your Olaf, perhaps you can get a nice Winter Fury, but DFS has all the tempo. He has 18 to 14k, and he's just dictating the game really. The army for DFS is way more synced up. He can get these attacks. You have this copter to retaliate, but you have the anti-air. This tank is not in range. The recon is going to shoot at some infantry. We'll see. Maybe this brawling will lead to a Winter Fury, and it will even things out. But 18 to 14k is pretty massive. And you always have to remember about Victory March. Okay, so he's not... Okay, he can't really attack the anti-air, honestly. But I think the copter would want to go over here and hit this guy, so it's away from that anti-air. But he's not going to be able to do that. Dead effects? Wait, let me go back 1 turn. I think there should be a way for Lionheart to take this guy out, and then these 2 tanks take this tank out. And then you need 2 infantry to take this one out, and then the copter can go and shoot at this tank. But Lionheart doesn't do that. because he uses this tile to finish that off. Oof. To try to maximize the value of this guy. Man, that is very unfortunate. So now he cannot break through and this copter cannot get value onto that tank. Oof. Sometimes you have to pick the right tiles. Yeah. A copter cannot get any value this time. Just gonna fly back, retreat. And look at that, just like that. Sammy has all these 4. She's gonna have this as well. She also has this. There's a single property that is contested that is left neutral. 19 to 14k. Yes, Winter Fury is coming, but this much income advantage? It's crazy. There goes that Winter Fury. It is ready. But he's just gonna shrug it off, I think. He's gonna plop this on the HQ so it heals up back to 10 after the Winter Fury. And he cannot deal with an anti-air. I mean, maybe copter and this, but it's on a silo too, so it's not gonna do that much. And I'll still hit that copter next turn. So just not enough options here for Lionheart. He goes for this city. He has the already there protecting. I don't think there's anything in range to stop it unless he uses Victory March or double time. He actually gets this shot on an infantry for free because of the snow. These guys can't reach. So just like that, a little bit ahead on that army value, but let's look at the counterattack by Sammy. Maybe not a lot because of the snow, but 90k, man. I think Sammy's just chilling here. Lionheart has to... Okay, he's going to get this capture, so he's going to be pretty happy about that. Perhaps he can get this capture. Okay, he might. Remember, we do have Victory March, so there is a possibility for DFS to break through and then hit the guy with the tank. He's going to try to take out as many infantry as he can, which he should against Sammy, against Victory March. Don't want to allow any HQ, but these 2 guys are not in range of the HQ, so there is no Victory March. This guy's also not in range of anything. Wasn't able to take it out, dang, okay. So Victory March, will we see it? No. It looks like he's going to hold on, wait for a better turn. He's going to let that city go through, so perhaps Lionheart can come back to the game. We're at 18 to 16k, but this is the main thing. You have this city under threat of Victory March. You have this city under threat of Victory March. You have this port under threat as well. And the city. This guy can go here, here, this guy goes here. So you have 1, 2, 3, and 4 cities under threat of Victory March, which would bring the income to 22 to 12k. Crazy. And we have a medium tank build here for DFS. Okay. So many recons from Lionheart. He's really relying on those recons. He's not gonna use double time. I mean, Victory March. Okay. He's gonna keep waiting. Huh. Patient player. What? Double base kit medium tank? Is he trying to go for an HQ cap? There's only one guy in range. What the heck? Why the double base kit medium tank? I mean, I do like tech ups to kind of shrug off the global damage. And for Sammy, it's also kind of nice because her tanks are worse, right? So she can use these medium tanks to punch through Olaf's tanks. But that charge for Olaf is also going up. So this is moment of truth. It's like DFS is trying to get the best closing out Victory March turn. Maybe also overcharge Olaf. And Lionheart is slowly trying to get back, but here it comes. Here's the Victory March. There is not going to be an HQ cap. But he can get 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 captures. Let's see. So there goes one. Ooh, doesn't get the KO. He's gonna break through. If you can take out the anti-air, the arty. I don't know why I confuse arties with anti-airs. They both start with A. So there it goes. That's gonna make the medium tank's life a little bit easier. Actually, just take it out completely. Doesn't even go for the recon hit there, which makes sense. So he's not gonna be able to get that city. He just takes out infantry, takes out that one as well. Gets this city, so just got 2 cities with the victory merge. And he actually runs out of time and doesn't build anything. So next turn he's gonna have 36k. The Djus virus. I know he used to do that as well. He used to confuse RD and anti. I don't know why that's a thing. I swear. You guys should record videos. You'll see it happens. I think it's because they kind of roll off the tongue very similarly. RD, anti-air. I've also confused copter with anti-air, which is kind of funny. But okay, maybe not the best victory march that I thought we would see. Also running out of time is not the best, so his unit count is not going to be looking very good. It could have been at 19 or 20 if he made a copter. So he's going to be low on that unit count, but he is 20k to 14k. And the chances for Olaf to get a capture, let's see, there's 1 healthy infantry here. And you got these guys, so not a lot. Gotta take out that copter. This copter is not gonna be in range of that medium tank, so getting some free damage there. Gonna go for that port, just like squeezing out every property. And all the infantry fights as well. Oof. I mean, yeah, he had the little base kip. So we got a neo tank copter. These 3 chunkies are gonna be tough for Olaf to deal with. He has to rely on copters and RDs. There goes that Winter Fury. Okay, maybe he can get this. I don't know if it's gonna be in time. Oh, perhaps yes, with the snow. Maybe. He's gonna stop that. Ooh, whoa. The 1 HP tank gets taken out by the 1 HP infantry. Dang. That is one appropriate dang. Has to use another full HP tank to stop that guy. Wild. Why don't you just use the infantry and then use the tank to hit this guy? The immune tank just gonna get a big bonk there and another big bonk. Oof. So they're both very low on unit count. Below 20 units is very, very low. Yeah, and the lack of unit count is going to be hard for Lionheart to use the copters against the medium tanks. It's going to be easy for the copters to do something, but yeah, this guy, I guess you can get a nice shot there onto this one on the shoal. So he's probably going to do that. Leave it at, ooh, wow. Yeah, that is a lot of value right there. It's like 6k in value. So he is going to copter spam. He brings this already, protects it with this one as well. So this copter can't do too much. Recon is gonna die. It sacrificed itself to stop that new tank from doing too much. A little bit of a trade there. But man, 20k to 14k. He is very low on that unit count. He is gonna make a T-copter. Perhaps banking on a day limit, like Deadefest is just trying to close out the match. And Lionheart is trying to claw back, but man, you are okay. He did get this property. I do think that the snow did help him to get it. So it's still 19 to 15. He has to flip 2 more to be even. So he's going to try to go for these 2. But his strongest part of the army is down here. It is the 2 arties. It is the copter chain. This area has nothing. Has just infantry and injured stuff. So DFS should very comfortably just pounce over here to just take these guys out. Even sacrifice a copter to just hit this guy, right? I mean, not even. You have the freaking medium tank is going to blow this anti-air out of existence. So I think this is going to be the end of the road. Yeah, bye-bye. It's just no more. No more chances for that for Lionheart. More T-Copters coming. It is a very big GG. Moving back, making a medium tank, getting close to another victory merge as well. But DFS can just pounce in, no mercy, relentless attacking, using T-Copters to bring more infantry to front lines. And I think, yeah, I'm just gonna speed through a little bit because even they are playing really fast. They DFS had run out of time. Lionheart was down at 55 seconds. Now they're banking time because they're playing so fast because it is so over. There's 23 days. I mean, there's 7 days left, and you still have to flip 2 properties with what army? That goes down. Yeah. Now these cities are in the thread as well. This guy could also come over here. The part is being capped. Victim merge is on the table, but Lionheart uses Blizzard. I think it's gonna GG right here, right? He lets it play out. Okay, so Victory March, he's gonna get those to 21 to 13k. This is the biggest difference in income we've seen. 22 to 12. Sorry, 22 to 12. Yeah, there is no capture limit. Even more, 23 to 11. If there was, then this would have been the it would have been it. And yeah, there you go. GG. No stats unfortunately there, but let's pull up these. Oof, man. Just dominating there by DFS. A bit of a small chance by Lionheart, I think, after that Winter Fury. But DFS was able to hold on and just let that income advantage just make the difference. I think there was a few very greedy turns by Lionheart early on with a recon blocking, the tank hitting a tank with the mech behind it. Also the double infantry interrupt to stop one Sami interrupt. All those things added up, I think, and made DFS be so far ahead on income in the mid game that he was able to just shrug off the global damage. Oh no, I think someone was using one of the new armies, so we can't see stats again. Man, sucks. That would have been really nice. Good, this one would have really shown, right? All the interrupts and the income advantage and the fights, all that would have been really nice to see here, but dang, too bad. Saving up for a bomber for Lionheart. Yeah, that's not the worst idea with the amount of tech ups that Sami had. But he just had so little. Even making a bomber would cost him so much. Probably easily answered by DFS with one anti-air or maybe even a fighter of his own with such a big income. So that was it for this set. So DFS 2-0 Lionheart here moves on to the round 3. Congrats to DFS. And we have another set that I think I want to cover. I don't think I've seen it, so I'm interested in covering it. Dang, today is tier 2. Tier 2 day. Lots of Sami and Olafs. So I wanted to take a look at this one. Okay, so we have Sanja Superior, or Master of Math, or Mum, against Bagaze. We have Sami with Orange Star and Bagaze with Blue Moon with Olaf. In this map, Misery. And again, we're seeing Bouquets go with that first infantry towards that airport. Wait, let me go back. Yeah, it is the one from the base. Same thing here for Sonja. So yeah, they are. I do think that you have to skip. Like you really want to rush this chain over here. I'm gonna have to keep an eye out to see if someone doesn't rush it and goes for this instead and sends the second one to this area and see how that plays out. But this map is wild. Got a tank over here. We always see a tank on this base. Except for who was it? It was Lionheart, right? He made an arty over here. First build. Okay, and he makes a tank over here. I think this is the correct call by Bouquets. Just being like, because this tank can't do too much, right? Sure, it's going to come over here and it is going to harass these infantry. But you can kind of do the same thing over here. Let's see if Master of Math makes a mech over here. To perhaps bring it towards the middle. Yeah, there you go. And a mech here, perhaps. But this tank, yeah, definitely a mech. So you protect this guy. This guy is gonna get shot at, but at least none of these captures are gonna be stopped. And this guy is blocking this tank from getting a shot onto this guy, because it's forcing the tank to go to the forest. So pretty even for both. Kind of a mirror situation. But Bouquets made his arty now on this base. Gonna be looking to lock down this base. We'll see what Mom does here. Actually stops his own capture, both of the captures, to go for 2 interrupts here. Dang, okay. That is interesting. And doesn't make an arty, makes a copter instead. So this infantry fight, okay, it is gonna be actually very good idea there by Sanjo Superior. Kind of trading the cities, right? He's like, you know what? I'm gonna delay my captures, but I'll also delay yours. Let's keep it lower income. 1, 2. They're gonna be okay, 13 to 17, but he's gonna get like 4 or 5 captures, so they're still gonna be pretty even. And he's gonna get this. So Sanjo Superior getting the upper hand there in the middle. Those Sammy hits from the mountain, even from the plains, got like a 9.5 or 8.5. Got the anti-air build to respond to the copter. Now we have the arty build, and so many mechs from Mom. But this arty, I guess it can still go over here. That is a lot of mechs. Okay, so just inching closer. Doesn't want to expose anything to those mechs. And yeah, overall, these two are going to remain neutral. Bouquets is not going to get any of these 2 cities. In the meantime, Sanjo Superior is going to try to get this. Damn, Sammy is very strong in that middle. That middle presence for Sammy. Those infantry fights. I'm not sure how you respond to that. Perhaps the way is this, just like putting as much pressure on other parts. But this city remained neutral while Sanjo got this one. Right, equal income, but it is going to be higher for Master of Math. Got a little poke there into that mech. That should be okay. Got some value, but it's tricky. I don't know. What do you guys think about using infantry to take out mechs? But like, not even take it out. It's like get a poke. I'm always on the fence. Sometimes I feel like it's good. Sometimes I feel like it's bad. I don't know. Unless you drop down the mech to a lot, like to, I don't know, 3 HP. But 5 HP, you can still get a nice shot at an arty. So it's tricky. Now you lose an infantry. Oof, that is not gonna die. Okay, so we're starting the thread over here. Doesn't go for the forest spot there for the RD. Why not? Because maybe the anti can break through. I don't think it can. This is a... It's a semi-anti. Yeah, it's a semi-anti. Unless double time. Oh, there's a way to like 2 KO this guy and then 2 KO this guy and then hit the RD. But this means that Sammy should get a easy interrupt over here. There's a lot of units. You have 5 infantry over here plus 3, 4 more coming. Got the RD, double tank, copter. Maybe one more RD would be nice. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a medium tank build over here by Sonja Superior. Perhaps even a Neil tank base skip, and you base skip from this base. So he's gonna go over there and get a hit there onto this tank, which was unprotected. Okay, he does get the 2 KO. But yeah, a lot of free value here from Master of Math, I think. But he can still try to go for this. He can do like copter tank, but you have an anti, you have a copter. This anti is on a city. There is no tanks to hit it. You would need 2 of them too, because one is not gonna cut it. Oh, doesn't get the KO there. Oh, these forests without a com tower, they hurt. Okay, he goes for that. Anti coming to try to take out that tank. Will we use the snow? Will we see an Olaf power? Just keeps that tank on that city to prevent these infantry from stepping on. Could also send the tank over here and just plop it on the airport. But he decides not to. And we're also getting this city. So Master of Math, 23 to 18k. And he's gonna be a little bit more ahead. Gonna break through and yeah, hit the RD. Yeah, not the best composition yet for Bagaze, and the positioning perhaps too early. And there goes that medium tank. Oof, it's not looking good for Bagaze at all. He does get this flip. He cannot stop this one. You need 2 infantry to stop this. You cannot reach that copter. There goes bonk. And he says, wow, he uses the power. He didn't see the chance to get more for a super. Wow. Man, we've seen so many Olaf powers today. And in this tournament overall. It is pretty crazy. That is going to not enable him to guarantee this flip, because this tank can still go and hit it. He will get this city, and he's trying to just unit count, overload, surround the base, but Sonja Superior has a lot of units. You got a medium tank, anti copters, a bunch of infantry and mechs, very close to that victory march too. I see Sonja Superior is actually watching the match right now. And he doesn't use the victory march, he uses the double time. Gets that extra movement there to go through the snow and get a poke. Look at that, just double time to move to this mountain. That is pretty funny. Why not go for that city though? Perhaps to be in range of the city next turn to get it back. Ooh, doesn't go for the interrupt either. Wow. Okay, so Olaf is going to get 2 cities, but the army difference is pretty massive. 100 to 58, 31 to 20 unit count. There goes those flips, and now it's pretty even. 22, actually 21. So 22 to 21. And let's see, Sonja could get... Well, you'll get this city, perhaps. I know it's right in front of that base, but there isn't a lot from Bagaze. There's no infantry left here. So perhaps get this back, get this. But the army, man, that army difference is way too big. And he's gonna use the power again. Oof, the power again. He's gonna bring that copter. It's gonna make it so this copter can't reach. So this copter can reinforce this guy from this guy. Oof, those Olaf powers. The desperate Olaf powers. But yeah, starting the turn 30k ahead, almost half more in army is very telling. I think Sanjo Superior should be pretty comfortable here still. He can probably make an hardy, if not, and try to double down on this attack. But he probably wants to make some more infantry, honestly. I guess I'm back. So definitely overall, I think Sanjo Superior is doing better. Just having more army. This army can do stuff. Now the Buggace has pulled back, right? All the copters, all these vehicles are pulling back, heal up, retreat. He's investing everything down here now. He sent this tank he made to attack here. This stuff can reclaim 3 cities. So that should put Sanjo Superior up 25 to 18k. And that is kind of the number that Sami wants to be against Olaf. So there we go. And on the other side, what can you say for Buggace? Not much. I think he's trying to bank on an attack down here. Trying to use all these vehicles and these 2 infantry to try to go for this base. But if anything, I would say this base is kind of the strongest one. Just because this one has the HQ, right? So if you attack this base and you get away with it, then you have an actual win mechanic. But yeah, Buggace is going to double down here. He's gonna get a hit there. Even like using the copter and tank to break through, but that's gonna be a dead copter. He can still interrupt the capture there. So I think it's just desperate times here for Buggace. Oh, the victory march there. Stops that to get the airport from Buggace. No, gets that, gets all of these. Oh man, that is pretty brutal. So many captures, 28 to 16k. Even gets a destroyed tank mech shot there. Disaster times here for Buggace. Medium tank to just really shoo away any shenanigans here from these tanks. Not even a Winter Fury yet, but wouldn't be surprised if close enough. But yeah, this is just absolute massacre. This is super GG. Dang. There goes that Winter Fury. Medium tank build. 28k to 16k. That is how much? 12k difference? In percentage, that is... how much is that? More than 50%. Like 70% more? That is wild. Another medium tank. I mean, you could just make a tank, honestly. There really is there's no copters here from Buggace. This is kind of a threat, the airport. I wonder if he's gonna make a T-copter. Well, no, because then the anti could reach and take it out, so I think that was pretty successful. Now you have this threat over here, and this comp is way better. You have copter, medium tank, arty, mech, tanks, fewer unit count for Buggace as well. This medium tank is trapped in here. It can't be freed by assisting units. So this is very secured, and yeah, Buggace taps out. GG. Let's see if we can see some stats. They went from attacking the weakest base to attacking the strongest base. Desperate times. Desperate times, man. Desperate measures. Yeah, I think that's why investing most from this base to attack here and then perhaps front switch down here is the ideal movement of the army, instead of like investing everything like here and then looping around down here, or like after an unsuccessful base flip, do like copter tank over here and sending it down. Dang. So a Sammy win here in the Sammy Olaf matchup. Ooh, look at that. So funds. Bugay's actually a little bit ahead here, although kind of even. I'm gonna go back to see if this is where we saw the Sammy interrupts in the middle. But you can see how Sonja Superior after day 9 or 10 was just ahead every turn. And then Bugay's evened out the income. This is where after those powers and everything, he got that 21 to 22k, so the line scale of it straight. But then he retreated and Sonja got back the income. And yeah, no Winter Fury. No Winter... Oh, actually, yeah, just the last one, but it was too late. Too little, too late. Can see the income there. So he almost got there even, but then boom, it just shot all the way apart. Unit count, Sonja Superior always ahead. Army value, same thing. Look at that. Look at that discrepancy. Army value, insane. And damage dealt. So always a bigger bar or column there for Sammy. Pretty even, and then boom. Oof. So let me see something. Day 10. So it's over here, day 6. Wow. So day 6 over here. I guess he goes down a little bit there because of the interrupts, but it pays off, and then he ends up getting those captures, and he ends up being ahead. Nice read there. That moment, I think this was pretty important. It's a significant amount of income too. It's 2k, and then just the presence in the middle overall, and then he ends up securing the whole middle too, right? Yeah. So that's a pretty massive difference. The only other difference was this city that he had, and he got the mirror one. But that winning battle in the middle was pretty significant. Ooh. The music there shot, right? The music player doesn't like me. Let's see the next match of this matchup. You're noticing a pattern of Sammy beating Olaf on Misery, Lonely Fisherman. Hey, we've seen some Olaf beating Sammy. There's one Olaf that beat a Sammy. Oh man, who was it? Wasn't it Bugay's? I think it was Bugay's. In round 1, there was this clutch Olaf win. It was pretty funny. But it'd be interesting to see what the stats there say. Maybe someone can take a look later. Look at all the matches in that map. Look at the COs, who won the most in every matchup. That'd be pretty interesting. If someone looks into it, and if you want to send it over to me, I'd be happy to take a look. Okay. I think I'm gonna leave them with these colors. So, this is the game 2 of Sonja Superior and Bugay's. Max Mirror in the map Safecracker. Seems to be the most popular pick here. Give us head pats. How do you give head pats? Like this? Do I need a break? I'll possibly take a break. This is the last one that I kind of had saved. So I don't know if there's other ones that I want to cover. So we'll see. We'll see after this one. No copter build like we saw with Plague. We're just getting into straight tank against tank. Okay. But yeah, Max very popular pick here. There's been a lot of players saying that, or claiming that Max is the best pick here. What do you guys think? So far, they've been both playing for maximum income, straight up tanks, and Sanjay Sapir actually makes a copter instead of another tank, like his second tank. So no response to this tank on this side. Okay. Interesting little. Why would Master of Math do that? Put the infantry there. This is a bad trade, right? Even if you send the tank here, then this tank gets a first strike. Sure, you can hit it with this copter, but then you get the anti-air support. So pretty dubious here. He's not gonna attack. Okay, so Bogate's got a little bit of an advantage there. Not sure what the thought process was there for Sanjay Superior. Perhaps to have it in range of interrupting this, but he could have had it here as well. And we're gonna have a big stare off here on this base. Same thing over here. I have a copter build on the right. We got this tank semi-front switching towards the right side, but we have the little tank stare off. Ooh, I think we're gonna get a very like stally match. They're gonna go for these caps. This was not stopped. Will Bogey stop these two captures? Okay, he's gonna stop at least. Okay, both of them. I thought maybe just one, but and honestly, this might have been not ideal for him because that's gonna be 2 infantry hitting. Boom, boom. And Master of Math has what 5, 6 infantry, and you can't say the same thing here for Bogays. So Bogays is gonna go down, I think, 2 infantry. Ooh, also yeah, that free copter hit. So this was definitely not a good hit. Getting a bit of an even bouncing back the infantry trade here. Also, this infantry is not protected by a tank on this side, so he has to use this tank. And he goes for the base cap. Okay, so a lot of pressure over here and abandoning this left side almost entirely. It's not like Bogays could go and cap it. You still have a bunch of infantry in range. But let's see what Bogays' response is. He's gonna go for that strike onto that. Ooh. Dang. Man, sometimes you forget how much damage Max can do. I think this is actually very solid with the anti-air on that city. This tank should not do too much damage, right? You leave it at 4, it goes back to 6. Yeah, I think that's sort of fine. And he goes for that base interrupt. He also doubles down on this city interrupt. And he also gets this shot, which I think is pretty nice. So overall, pretty good on the infantry fight, actually. But Sanjay Superior does get this. Okay, we're going for the base, and it is gonna get interrupted and taken out, actually. I think the only problem here could be that if the copter gets the kill here onto the anti-air. And with the infantry, ooh, it gets the kill. So now the copter gets free damage next turn. Oh, dang. That is pretty unfortunate. I think perhaps the copter should have come over here within the anti-air's range. And if Sanjay wants to hit the copter with a copter and the tank onto the anti-air still goes and hits the copter. And then the tanks hit the tank. Or if he goes for this, then the copter can still hit this copter and tanks hit the tanks. So I think that would have really deterred this attack from happening, and it would save the anti-air. But because he did not put the copter here, just anywhere in range of that anti-air, even in range of the enemy copter. Now Sanjay Superior could go for this, and I'm liking more his position than Bagaze. He's also gonna block over here. I think, does a max tank take out an infantry on the road? I guess we'll find out. It does, okay. First strike there. Doesn't go for the first strike here because this tank could retire from the city. But attacking this guy in the mountain... Oh, because he's gonna use the copter? Oh, is it protected from this copter though? I don't think so. I think you can easily take this tank out with this tank and it's 4 HP. Oof. Okay, he does have the copter response though if this copter goes to attack. So trying to come back from a suboptimal turn last turn. Oof, and the max powers are ready. I don't think they can do too much besides getting more firepower. But he does use it, okay. It is going to easily guarantee that this gets taken out even with a 2 HP guy. He can probably take out this tank too with this tank and the 4 HP. So there we go. Bonk. And starts the cap. Also blocking this tank from attacking from the city. And... What? The 9 HP copter gets the kill in the full HP? That's wild. Wow, that was a high roll and it had some chip damage from that attack onto that tank. Dang. I knew that with a super you can do this. Wow, even at 9, that's pretty crazy. Wow. Max. And the anti is going to support this. So yeah, he really can't go for that copter attack. You would think also that the copter can help take out the rocket, but the rocket is not even a problem here. It really is non-existent. So dang, this whole, I think just that anti-air trade was what flipped the table here. Copter's gonna go down, but this copter is also gonna go down to this anti-air. Tank, but this tank, if he could get a shot over here into this tank, maybe does this sacrifice and this hitting here, does it take it? I don't think so. But even then, you can't take this guy out to hit this tank. Oof. So he's gonna have to go for the interrupt. Not looking good. Unit count wise, also not looking good. Finishing at 14 units is pretty bad. Gonna do just enough to stop that, and the copter is gonna go down. The anti doesn't have it any more of a job. Also, this anti was built. Not sure why. I think I was expecting more copters, or perhaps the other copter not attacking the other copter, so he made another anti-air. But yeah, now he's low on tanks. If this would have been another tank, this could have been a different story. Yeah, you see, if this would have been a tank, then he could have gotten the 2 KO there. And then perhaps get the hit over here. Oh, hitting the anti-air? Oh man, that is not ideal. I think if you don't have any air units, unless he's gonna make a copter right now. Maybe that's okay, he is, okay. So he's gonna make a copter, try to answer the more tank numbers. He's gonna keep capping here as well, so it's at 1 HP. So Sonja, the superior, has to send perhaps this tank and like these guys to finish off that infantry. So what can happen is Bagaze getting that base and holding on might getting back. GG, you think? Okay, that was enough. Wow. So yeah, that base is not gonna go through. No more infantry over here as well for Bagaze as he's copter tank chaining. All those tanks getting hit. There's 3 tanks, so even if this guy gets a first hit, this guy cannot. So even if this guy gets a first hit, there's still 2, 3 even in range to respond. So it's gonna be a losing battle here for Bagaze. And Sanjay Superior still has some infantry. He could probably join them or heal them to then try to go for a flip. They're equal income too, so not really a difference there. The only city uncapped is this city. Okay, so he's gonna first strike that guy. This anti is like doesn't know what to do. Like, there's no copters. Like, what is it? There's just tanks. There's a stream of tanks on both the bases of Sanjay Superior. And if you look, there's 9 tanks against 6 tanks from Bogase. And this is starting on Sanjay's turn. Granted, there's 2 1 HP tanks for him. There's also a 6 HP right here, but still, you can definitely see the tank superiority. So that's all gonna get taken care of. Gonna use these blockers as well. Sanjay Superior is definitely a very patient player. All these tanks, they're all just streaming this way. He's just going all in over here. He wants to get this, potentially the base. He knows that Bogase is weak here. He actually makes a medium tank. I don't have an answer to this many tanks medium tank build. Wow. You know what an answer to a medium tank build is? Do you guys know? Do you know what the answer is to a medium tank build? Just, I guess, well, okay, you can make your own medium tank, but you can just shift somewhere else. So he's gonna go over here in the middle, take that middle control, and now he can decide, okay, he also join some to have them at full HP. So now he's like, okay, now I can point at this side or this side. Medium tank comes out, I will have an answer, but all of this will go over here, and is gonna have no answer. He has all of the army. He has 82 in army. All the tanks, the copter and the medium tanks are all here. There's just infantry and 1 anti, which literally can't shoot at anything from Sanjay Superior. So this will obliterate everything from Bogase on this side. Now he makes an infantry, so it's gonna take him forever to be able to start this capture. He has to retreat as far as he can. Bogase is playing really fast, yeah. He has 18 minutes. Perhaps could take a little bit more time. Think the turns. He has 20 minutes. Bro, how do you have 20 minutes on day 16? That's crazy. We get the rocket shot there. Sanjay Superior is still hanging out here in the middle. He got the capture, the neutral cap over here. Still sitting around in the middle, waiting what to do. And Bogase is going to make another medium tank over here on the left. To the tank build. So now he's going to be answering the tanks on whichever side. But by the time that this medium tank arrives, he can just shift back over here, right? So this forces this, and now this will be in time to just go back here and crush this. And he's also in range of that base, potentially to go cap, but we're not going to see that. He's going to keep capping this, going to try to guarantee it, and I think it should be a guarantee. No max blast to destroy this tank. So another flip, so Sanjay Superior being very, very patient. Just squeezing out small advantages. These infantry are coming into position. What a moment. What a moment of the match. These moments are so tense. There he goes. He gets that flip. He gets the other neutral. So now he's ahead, what, 4K? So he can... With this income advantage, he's also joining to get more cash, and he makes a Neo tank. Now he can just wait. Just hold on. He's also putting a little bit of pressure here. He's forcing this threat. So Bogase has to send a tank. There is no infantry in range. There could have. This guy was over here. Could have gone over here to be in range, but that's not the case. So for this income to pay off, Sanjay has to hold on. But he is in the ideal situation, guys. He has the income advantage. He has the middle as well. You can see how much power it has, right? He can go to one side or the other. He can force builds on one side or the other and just shift back. It's crazy. Bogase is like desperate times. Okay. He's going to take that out. Medium tank's not going to reach with a max blast, which is, we have it ready for both too, so that's wild. And he's going to go for that base with only 2 infantry chained. That, you know, if you want to go for a cap, you need at least 3 infantry, I think. I'm not I know there's a lot of people that like to do a lot of like rules of thumbs, like you need this many for this many or whatever. I remember there was this like rule of anti-air number per copters, but it's always very dependent, as we see some stacking here for some charge. But give me a second, I want to make a point. I think if you want to go for a cap like this, 2 infantry is not going to be enough. Obviously 1 is not enough because you stop it easy. 2 is like the bare minimum to like join cap, but 3 is okay. 3 is a good number, right? If you get interrupted by an infantry, you can use the second infantry to take out that infantry, and then the third one can join cap, for example, something like that. 2 is like, is it really enough? You still need vehicles. But above 3 is like where it really matters. 4 infantry, 5 infantry, that's where you can really get an important capture like this. But it always, it depends, right? Like Sonja got this one with 7 HP infantry, no join capping because of the presence, because he was able to block. So it always depends. But anyways, enough yapping. We have the max blast here by Sonja Superior. Oof. That medium tank got wrecked. Bye-bye answers to that medium tank. Bagaze perhaps not using his time as he should to really plan out, because Max Blast is very dangerous, and losing his only answer to this medium tank. And now we have another medium tank and a neo tank on this side. Yeah, it is very GG. We're gonna see a Max Blast now by Bagaze. He's gonna get that copter kill there. But you got this anti-air. We have another anti-air as well. Like if maybe there was no anti-airs, then maybe the triple copter can really pack a punch over here and take out this medium tank, the tanks. But we have 2 anti-airs. So yeah, I'm not seeing it for Bagaze. And it's been already a few turns of 4K higher income. This is the moment where he tries to go for that base for the city flip as well. But honestly, there's no answer to these 2 guys. Like Bagaze, Sonja Superior can just use the neo tank and just blast these infantries out of existence. So I think this is super over. There you go. Dang. Well, and that is it. That is the second game, the second win for Sonja Superior in this match. 2-0 makes the Rocket GG. Well played there by Sonja Superior. Small things in the early game that gave Sonja Superior a bit more of that tempo. I think that anti-air kill there was a very key moment, which led Sonja Superior to have the tempo instead of Bagaze. Gave him the control over here, and then forced the medium tank build, shifted back, forced another medium tank build, and by during all that time he was able to get these 4 cities, income advantage, and then mispositioning by Bagaze as well with a medium tank there against the Max Blast. Oof. There's round 3 games happening. I know, guys, I know. I'm just trying to cover as many as I can today of round 2 so we can close out round 2 and then we can cover round 3. We'll see if tomorrow I do a stream. Maybe. Could be. We'll see. Let's see the stats. Total funds. So pretty even. And it was only about here that Sonja Superior got those cities, and that's when his income, his funds generated started to go up. He always had more unit count, usually more army value, but damage. I mean, yeah, this Max Blast was really it. We had all these turns of stall, of positioning in the middle, army build up, medium tanks, neo tank, and then an explosive Max Blast. Dang. Oof. Okay, let's see if there's any other game. the charts. It's an extension that Zelensky something made them, but something about it having the 2030 on the URL. You have to change it. I don't know. You have to change something of that 2030 to say something else so that it works. But it only works for the original armies, like the first 16 and the baby Uziums. But the newest 3 armies don't work. Like if the players pick them, then it won't work, which kind of sucks. But yeah, it is in the community development channel. Ooh, yeah, there's one more game that I wanted to cover, actually. And it was on this map as well from round 2. So I think I'm gonna get up for like a minute. I'm gonna get some water, do a quick little break, and I'll be back. Let's do like a 5-minute break. So let's do that. I may need a coffee. Hey, that's not a bad idea, actually. That's not a bad idea. Let's do... five. Where's my thing? Okay, there you go. Okay, I'll see you guys in 5 minutes. Okay, we're back. Let's cover. There's one game that I really want to cover. So let's do that. And maybe another one. Damn, we've only been streaming for almost 3 hours. But I think we've covered a good amount of games now. Oh, there you go. Okay. I really want to cover this match. I know it's the same matchup, same map. But I think there's something very interesting. This whole set between Darth Noob and Elio was pretty insane. I think Darth Noob, he showed last year that he was the top, I don't know, top 3 players in APC1 for sure. He was just absolutely dominant in APC1. Then he lost against Starflash in the semis, and that set was insane. The Starflash Darth Noob set was absolutely insane. Possibly my favorite set. But yeah, now we're doing APC2 now, right? It's the second season of the APC. And there's a whole lot more players this time. So has Darth Noob kept with his, his skills? Is he coming back like last time or even better, right? But we have Elio, who wasn't last time. And Elio, he had beaten, let me tell you a second. Oh. He beat Michael Osbel. Michael Osbel, yeah. Michael. He beat Michael in round 1. Very good life player. He was in Chimps and Champs as well. And Elio, he's also very well known in async. So, but yeah, Darth Noob, Elio, big matchup here. I can't remember which game this is of the set. There's something very interesting that happens though. So, tank from Darth Noob, tank from Elio in response, second tank over here to put pressure. Darth Noob, first tank, as it was responded, it's gonna front switch towards the right, and Copter instead of second tank is gonna be built to remain in this area to put pressure. Elio will have 9k, so he can make anti-air and infantry and possibly front switch this tank over and have 2 tanks over here. So we'll see. And yes, I made myself some coffee. Good recommendation there. I forgot to present the players, but yeah, Elio in the Purple Lightning in the top and Darth Noob in the Amber Blossom in the bottom. So Darth Noob, very positional player, very patient positional player. Think Poland. Okay, the complete opposite, right? Something similar to Sanjay Superior, I'd say, like we saw in the last match. Very positional, very patient, and tries to find really good attacks. Just tries to move everything in sync. Not really like, for example, Starflash or Poland that they're madmen, they just attack everything in sight. But they come in with insane tactics as well. These are more like positional, okay, let me attack here and block and that kind of stuff. Kind of like Talos as well, Darth Noob Talos set would be pretty interesting. But let's see if we'll see an interrupt here, because we haven't seen any yet. Darthnu will most likely get this unless it gets interrupted, but yeah, no, that's not gonna happen. So this is the only thing that could get interrupted here, which would set the difference in income here in favor of Elio. We'll see if he does that. He does, okay. Because you'll see Elio has this, he has this, and he most likely will have this. The only thing that could interrupt this would be this guy, and I don't think that you want to do that, especially not having another infantry in range to follow the capture. So this might mean that Darthnu will not get the city. Vehicle build wise, this tank that was trying to front switch, it is responded by the other tank that was over here. We do have the response anti that was built. And now let's see what tactic is Darthnu thinking of here, because he goes for is he gonna self-interrupt this to put the tank there and prevent the anti from taking out the copter? Because you kind of have to. Okay, he is. Okay. Interesting. So, a fight for the base, right? Darthnu is going for the base cap. He took out an infantry, stopped his own capture. Elio can respond with tank onto this tank from the road. It will be like a 5-7 most likely. It's not even that great of a trade. Yeah, I know he could have done it with the other infantry. I think with this one, attack from the road. But then Elio could break through with 2 infantry, and then Anter comes in and takes out that copter, I think. So he's trying to find a way to do, again, he's positional slow, you know, methodic. He tries to go for something that guarantees that the copter will live, even at the expense of the city. And the thing though, this tank will get some free damage. Especially either a free interrupt there, although I guess you have coverage with a copter. Not these guys because the rocket covers, but yes, this guy. So we'll see. I mean, there is 5 infantry for Darthnu, but let's see what Elio decides to do. He doesn't attack the tank. He actually, okay, he says, is that a guaranteed kill? It's not. Okay, that's a roll. Wow, he went for a roll. That is very, very risky. Granted, it is a higher chance roll, like a 60%, 70% chance. But that not going through could have been really, really bad. That would have been a dead tank. Nothing that Sente can do. But he actually gets the roll. He breaks through, and down goes that copter. Dang. And he's going to interrupt it there just with 1 infantry, I believe. Okay, and he attacks there. Gets the free value there with that tank on the interrupt because the copter is gone. Wow. I think that roll is gonna determine the rest of the match pretty much, because that is pretty brutal. So much for the positional plays. Okay, down goes the anti with the assistance of the capping guy. And it has to retreat over here. But yeah, falling behind on income because this city was stopped, remember? And now this city was also stopped. And he still doesn't have this one. Well, Elio has all 3 of these. Gonna get a copter and tank base skip build. That's gonna force Darthnu into making an anti over here. He should be kind of fine. He has a copter triple tank over here against 3 tanks and something. So there you go. But yeah, he did not get the base. Didn't get the flip either, but I don't think that was his intent. That roll right there really changed everything that could have happened. I wonder if Elio didn't go for the roll, how this all would have played out. Because the trade is what he lost a copter, and then the tank got, well, he lost the anti-air, and a half tank. So slightly in favor of Darthnoob, I think, vehicle-wise. But the thing is that, again, the properties. This guy, he's 3k ahead on income, so he's gonna easily make up for that vehicle difference in just income in these past couple of turns. Gonna go for a double hit KO there, probably put the tank on the city. Okay, max force. He's gonna go for a first strike then from the forest. Oh, with this one over here. And then this one over here. No, okay. He doesn't want to allow this tank to get a first strike either. Honestly, why not? But I mean, max force wouldn't have dealt a lot of damage. Yeah. Oh, but he doesn't. Max force actually allows this tank. Oof, Darthnoob. The positioning. What happened? Oh, those tanks. You got the anti and the copter, more copters as well. So a lack of tank numbers now for Darthnoob. Well, he has more, but they're all injured. 2, 5, 7, 5. You have 7, 9, 7, 10. So not good engagements here for the tanks. For Darthnoob, and he has to retreat, I think. So he's gonna pull back and heal. And he's still 3k down. He doesn't have these 3 cities. So now it's that moment of the match where, okay, you're down on income. You tried some stuff. It didn't work out. You resign, right? You usually resign. Like that's how an Advanced Wars by Wave match goes. I can't remember if this was like the decider match, because it wasn't game 1. That I can't be certain. It wasn't game 1. I think this might have been the decider match for them. So game 3, could be wrong, but I do know that Darthnoob had to win here. Elio had won in the first match, so you could just leave, right, and just be like, okay, I'm out of the tournament. But maybe not. Maybe you can just keep on and try to go for something, right? Hope the other one messes up. Maybe there's an opportunity. Maybe do some front switching. It is your last chance to be in the tournament, so might as well try to pull through and see if you can squeeze out a victory. So Elio is gonna go and hit this infantry. This capture will go through, so, and this one as well. So now he's down just 1k this city, which Darthnoob is gonna stop. And you have half of the vehicles from Elio over here and half over here. And Darthnoob is trying to sort of send everything towards more the middle, right? To unify the army. He does have more unit count. He has 14 infantry against 7. So that is the main, or if not only, advantage that he has. He has more infantry, so he can do more blocking. He can put more threats onto captures. There's a bunch of injured ones, but they're still good blockers. He doesn't get the kill there. Now he does. Okay, he's gonna break through. He doesn't get the kill on the anti-air though. So this should be a 2 copter kill almost, with a copter and anti-air. And then I mean, yeah, you have 2 tanks. Yeah, we'll have to see. Maybe a max force would make these guys assist in taking out these tanks, but you have more tanks coming. So tank numbers are not that great for Darthnoob. It's always been the case. There's 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 tanks for Elio, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he's down 2 tanks. He has to make up that difference. Rocket's gonna get a little bit of value there. Okay. So down goes 1 copter. The other copter gets a little bit of an interrupt there and goes for the 2 KO with those tanks. And yeah, you want to put something there. These guys are not going to reach with a max force. He is not using it, and there can be a max blast coming. So he's going to plop an infantry there. Will this hold? Will copter and copter not take out this copter, meaning that there won't be 2 tiles to take out this infantry and then get a tank hit from the city. With the max force, I don't think that's the case. I think that should be fairly easy for copter to take this out, and then you can do tank. Well, you can decide to either take out the anti-air or you take out the infantry and then you take out the tanks. So, not sure what you do. Or perhaps you take out this infantry with assist of this guy and then you hit the anti-air from the forest. But look at how Darth Noob sends everything towards the side. He's just funneling. There's this conga line of infantry just like passing by, being in range of the base, while also putting threats onto these 2 cities, just so that Elio doesn't go for the base. And you have this tank, this anti-air stranded over here. You have these tanks that have been trying to front switch through the back, which is way slower. So trying to squeeze out here a difference, just having a little bit more army temporarily in this area to try to claw back into the game. That copter did indeed actually survive that copter hit, and now he uses the max power, and K doesn't get the kill there, but he is going to go for the... Okay, he's gonna let that anti-air live, I think, unless he takes that out. Okay, and now he goes for the anti-air. Oof, yeah, that's really smart. But that is in range. Oh, never mind, that is not in range of that rocket. This anti-air should be in range of that copter though, with a max blast, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, with a max force actually. And here come the 2 tanks. They are now in range of this area, but there is a lot of tanks. You do have these tanks though from Darth Noob. They are now in range. So we'll see what he can do, what kind of a turn he can get here. If he can take out most of the tanks from Elio, then it should be fairly good. He can take out 1 copter, and then he'll have... I don't know. Honestly, it's pretty even. There's opportunities here. He's going to use a max force. He's not going to wait for a max blast. He's going to get the kill there. Bonk. And let's see. Boom. Probably uses the 3 HP. Okay. A little bit of chip damage there. Guarantee the kill. The extra defense from the power is kind of annoying. He's going to... Okay, he has to stop that. Wow, I forgot about that. That guy was... You have to drop it down to 1 to stop the base cap. It gets a clear there. Gets a first strike there. And this guy probably has to go and heal. Ooh, but that tile, maybe over here. This can be a problem. But look, all of the army is over here. More unit count, so just trying to use those blockers. He's gonna join. That's the very last infantry. That is the last infantry that Elio has to get that base. If he can squeeze out this base after this fighting, I think the tank numbers have evened out after this fighting. 6 tanks, 7 tanks for Darth Noob, and you have 2 tanks back here, 2 tanks back here. So yeah, they've evened out. You have this 3 HP, this 3 HP. I guess you have like 4 healthy ones against 3 healthy ones, 2 to back up. Copter is gonna go down, but you have also this other copter. No more copters though. So I think this anti-air living is gonna be a pretty big deal, because it will be able to do a nice amount of damage to this copter along with this one. And tank copter, just the tank copter chain here for Elio to really double down into this area. Just building everything, just investing everything into this area. And slowly more infantry are building up in this area. You got 5 infantry lined up here that they cannot keep shifting away into this area. But these guys know, these guys stay here. They're pointing over here. This one is pointing at the city now though. Gotta be careful. Okay, so uses that to clear that. Will that? Oh, it does. Okay. Takes out that copter. So this fighting is looking interestingly good for Darth Noob. He does have to take out that infantry and has to invest quite a few units, but he does. And now there's no more infantry for Elio. No more. They're all over here. He has 6 infantry. They are all over here. No more chances for capping for Elio. And he is ahead on 1k. 2 tanks down. He's going to take that one out as well. And that should probably be it. He's going to heal that. And just using all these infantry as blockers. Look how they keep moving towards this side, right? And now we do have a tank here. Perhaps he does want to answer this anti-air so it doesn't start shooting at this infantry unpunished. But we have another max blast around the corner, so you gotta be careful. 24 units to 15. Here comes the max force. Can he? I think he can, right? He takes out this tank. Copter can take out this copter from the city. Yeah. Oof. And I don't think this anti is gonna reach. 2, 4, 6. Even with max blast, doesn't reach. So that copter is gonna go unpunished. That anti could die to a max blast from this tank. But yeah, unfortunate there, the positioning for Darth Noob. He's gonna start this cap, okay. Take that out, max force. Takes out another tank. So you have 4, 5 tanks here for Darth Noob against 2 tanks for Elio. Look at how the tank advantage switched around, guys. That means that this anti should be very comfortable now against these copters. Can this guy really reach this? Maybe. But you have to sacrifice like everything. You have to like take this out, like use all 2 copters maybe to take these 3 and then get a hit there. Might be worth it though, honestly. But he's not gonna do that, it seems like. Nope, that's not what he's gonna do. He's gonna prioritize stopping this capture. So using vehicles to take out low HP and a flipping cap right there. These infantry are still like staring off, shuffling around, and gets up a hit there. That's gonna be one very dead copter. So that, there you go, bonk. Take that out. Now the copter, now that the anti is over here, this copter should be pretty free to do stuff over here. So look how things have changed, right? It's been changing a lot. We started off with Darth Noob retreating, low, 3k down on income, low on tank numbers, but then front shifting, taking the middle, getting that, using that unit count as blockers, and getting the upper hand on those battles to get more value and kind of come back. Got back to 15 to 16k, so still 1k behind, which hurts, but it's not the end of the world. And it's pretty even. Now, Darth Noob has the tank advantage. I mean, he can't keep fighting, right? He was able to take out all the infantry from Ely. He was able to stop the base from going through. He's now going to start this capture. He has a few infantry to join cap there. We'll see if this wall of trash units is enough to stop tanks from hitting this anti-air, which should be a pretty big deal if it's not. So that goes down, that goes down. Okay, so that anti is going to live. So that copter hitting that tank was not a good trade also for Elio. Just another showcase of better trades there for Darth Noob. Because you left that tank here at 4, but you lost a copter and no retaliation to the anti. So that was the whole trade. It's like, okay, you do 6 HP damage to the tank for the cost of a whole copter. Now we see the base cap here. So Elio is like, you know what? I'm fed up. I have no infantry here, right? So I can't do too much here. He's also not stopping this capture, right? Because he doesn't want to keep sending vehicles to stop this and furthering like the discrepancy in that vehicle trade. So Darth Noob is actually going to get that property, which evens out the income. Just crazy. Crazy. I cannot explain how crazy this is. It's wild, man. It's insane. And Eli's like, you know what? I have all this infantry on this left side. Let me just bring my vehicles over to the side and do something, right? Let me attack with my infantry over here, maybe join them, and I can do something. I can try to go for that base. I cannot believe that this guy has evened out the board after being so behind. It is insane. I don't know. For me, it's insane. I don't know if you guys feel the same, but for me, it's just wild to see someone pull off something like that. And it's not like Elio made mistakes. It's just positioning, just front switching. I don't know. So impressive. The base cap is stopped. We're going to have a bunch of infantry fights. which are going to be a bit better for Elio, I would say. And the unit count's now dropping a lot. Or still a little bit ahead for Darth Noob, but it's not the massive difference that we had earlier. The base is not being capped. Equal income. We're now fighting on the strong side of Darth Noob. This whole time, this whole front switch into over here, it was the weaker side, right? It's away from that airport. He had 2 copters, I believe, that were sent in a chain and helped out in the fight, and it was enough. And now we're shifting away over here. No infantry, mind you, from Elio being built. I do think this could have been an infantry, or this could have been an infantry as well. And starting to put some pressure. Like, what? How? How is Darth Noob able to do this? It's insane. Now we see an infantry and a copter. So that is going to force either an anti-air or a copter to come over here, or maybe this anti-air goes over here. But now we're like backing up. Okay. Oof. You know, the dust settles after another battle. There's been a lot of front switching. Okay, what do we do now? We're at day 22. Income is equal. They're both very close to that max blast. What do you do? What do you do now? If you're Elio, you probably want to... I mean, you have most of your stuff over here. So you could try to pressure the base. But you're also fighting into the copter or the airport and base area of Darth Noob. And there's a good amount of army. So are you going to be able to pull that off? If you want to go over here, you're going to need those infantry. And you have most of them over on this side. So it's just unfortunate that he has them over here, right? So Darth Noob, I think now it's kind of a battle for the middle. Who can control the middle? Because that will determine who can front switch to one side or the other really quickly. And Darth Noob has to be really patient because that max blast is going to be devastating. So he has to keep everything very far away. This copter is still a max blast away. He's trying to keep these super safe. Like this anti is all the way back here. This anti is protected over here. But same thing for Elio, although he does have the charge advantage. So now it's all about that. It's who can get a devastating max blast. He's going to get a little copter trade here because he wants to get that charge. He wants to be able to get that max blast like that. He wants to be able to just activate it and destroy Darth Noob. And the worst thing is this situation in a max mirror is crazy. The max blast stall, it is so freaking annoying. You have to be so far away from those tanks. Look at how far they are, because now they don't have it ready, right? So you want to prevent them from slamming a unit. Although now with this, Elio's gonna have it, so he has the max blast ready. Darth Noob is still 1 star away, so he still has to pull back. He has to be very far away, and it's an even worse position for him now. So this is the one thing that Elio has now. To keep putting pressure, and Darth Noob has to be really careful of that positioning. If he messes up, if Elio gets a crazy max blast, it is over. He does not. He couldn't find one, so he bunches up as well. But again, he doesn't want to allow, like for example, Darth Noob could sacrifice a copter here. It would get him, I think, 74 to 86. It actually wouldn't be enough for a max blast. He would need 3 more K after this sacrifice here. So it is pretty tricky for Darth Noob. He needs to find a way, maybe do the thing that he did with that Elio did. Send one copter out, you know, get a hit somewhere and let it die and then get closer. That is what he needs to do, but he's not doing that. He's trying to move closer. He doesn't want to lose control of the middle, but he's moving dangerously close. This anti is no longer back here. It's now over here, and there's only a 2 HP infantry blocking it. So I think Elio sees the opportunity. Darth Noob perhaps didn't have the patience or the time to really plan that turn correctly. And a copter goes down with a max blast anti-air, and the other copter goes down with the copter. There is still 2 anti-airs for Darth Noob to answer these 2 copters from Elio, but look at that damage that these tanks do. Look at that damage. Now the anti is going to go down. So 1 less answer to the copters. He can also reach this guy. He starts the... Okay, it's at 9 HP, but... There you go. Down goes that anti-air. So only one anti-air against 2 copters and can't even reach. Can't even reach. 2, 4, 6, 8. Like not even if you clear this guy, it doesn't even reach. So Elio taking his time to really position well, and look at the amount of tanks. Dartmouth has 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 6 with the ones in the base with a max blast, but you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Double the tank count. Max blast, even if you get a perfect 1-0 trade, you're still gonna be, you know, from 12 and 6, you're gonna be 6 and 6, plus the counterattack damage. So Dartmouth, no copters also to help him deal with the tanks. The whole maneuvering he had to come back into the game, it just disappeared in a max blast, and that was the game. That was crazy. That was an insane match. How he was able to come back like that. Unfortunate that he wasn't able to like get the win out of that. But Max Mirrors can be like that in a situation like that, in a equal income, very, very even everything, and you have that charge for the super. It is so annoying. I think the only mistake there for Darknet was he should have maybe sacrifice a tank, maybe a copter or something to get that charge for the max blast. So then he would be even with Elio, and then he could be threatening Elio as well. Also, maybe not allow a crazy good max blast like that. But it's not easy to plan in live. There's so many units and everything. Oof, crazy. The comeback was wild. I want to see the stats here. Maybe the stats can also show us the story of that comeback. Oh, wow. So Elio did generate more funds. Yeah, he was ahead 3K, but then it evened out. They were like straight line for the rest of the game. Let's look at unit count. I think they show, yeah. The unit count for Dartmouth was always higher, and that helped him out so much. Army value was pretty even. Elio was ahead during these fights, but it was overall pretty even. And this is this was the max blast. Oh man, look at that damage. No. 60k in damage on one turn is wild. Wow, that is pretty insane. Very even here. You can see how even they were, but that 3k advantage on income mattered a lot. And then the front switch into this battle over here, where Dartmouth was getting more damage than Elio, more damage, and that just made up for the difference. Crazy match. Dart stock crashed at the end. Oh man, that was crazy. Let's see if there's any other match. Nah, I think that might be it. I want to update you guys on the brackets, how the round 2 looks like. I'm probably missing some banger games, but there's so many. Perhaps some of the other creators out there can do some coverage. Yeah, I want to show you the brackets. So give me a second. So those that don't want any spoilers of some sort, look away. And let's put some other music. Puts fingers on ears. Okay. Let's look at the bracket. So, round 2. So we had Dejas and Azrael. Big upset right here. 2-0 Azrael on Dejas. So Dejas is out of APC. Which is crazy. Well, let me go through this round because there is a lot of crazy stuff. But yeah, Dejas is out. Azrael moves on to round 3. We have also Wealthy Tuna against Noob Plane or Floppa. 2-1 there. Wealthy Tuna moves on to round 3. Another very unknown player, Wealthy Tuna. He was in Chimps and Champs. I can't remember if he made it to the second round. Yeah, Dejas getting out is, and it's also pretty wild. Congrats to you, Astaroth, for taking out Dejas. That is no small feat. Dejas is a beast. We had DFS and Lionheart that we covered today, 2-0. So DFS moves forward. DFS coming in really strong. gotta be careful with this guy. Raider El Caraman and Hampleman. Actually 2-1 for Hampleman. So Raider, another of the APC1 players, along with Dejas, out of APC2. So we're gonna have a DFS and Hampleman here for round 3. And then Thomas Maximus, who had beaten Poland against Villefort, who beat Izanagi. Great set. We covered it today. 2-0. Well, actually, no, we covered the game 2. The game 1 was covered the other day, I think. So 2-0 Villefort. So very strong Villefort, honestly. I'm very excited about this set because Chloe Box beat Hunch 2-0 as well. So Chloe Box coming in very strong as well in this APC edition. So this is going to be a crazy set. Villefort and Chloe Box, I can't wait to watch that. That is going to be very explosive. Villefort picking COs that very few people pick. And Chloe Box just doing Chloe Box things. And then we had bracket D, we had Surth and Aria, and Surth, the top seed, losing 2-0. I think we covered both of these last time. So 2-0 Aria coming in really strong as well. She had a 2-1 against a chest and then beat Surth. So a tough ride here for Aria. And then Sonja Superior against Bogaze. We covered it today as well, 2-0. So Aria against Sonja Superior. This is going to be a very interesting one. I would normally say that Sonja Superior would be the favorite here, but Aria has been showing that she's not joking around here. So this is going to be a very exciting one too, because Sonja plays very standard, very positional, very patient, and Aria will like double base skip for a medium tank. Like, I don't know, it's hard to know what she will do. So that is going to be a crazy set for sure. I think they played today 1 match, maybe 2. I don't know, but I haven't updated the bracket. Haven't seen the results. I don't know them. Did Aria make it to top 8 last time? She did not. So Aria and Chloe Box, they lost in the qualifier, so they didn't make it to the main event. We'll see if they make it this time. But they're looking very strong. They actually had told me after last year, after the APC 1, they kind of like teamed up and they started like practicing a lot, both of them. So gotta be careful. And then bracket E, we have Talos and Trap God. 2-0 Talos there. Talos is just a beast. And then Hudge and Suomi. 2-0 for Suomi, another unknown player, very high on the live league ladder though. So we're gonna have Talos and Suomi. This is gonna be exciting too. I know very little about Suomi really, but Talos is a monster, man. This guy seems just unstoppable. He's playing even better than in APC 1, I would say. But I don't know, perhaps he has yet to face like bigger, stronger opponents. So we'll see here against Suomi what happens there. Bracket F, we have Tordred and Cannon Fodder, where Tordred gone 1-2-0. We had that. I think we covered the match. Yeah, we did. The one with Sammy and Max. So Torjred moving on. Torjred made it to the finals in APC1. I should definitely cover Arya and Mom. Nutty games. I mean, Arya always makes nutty games. That's crazy. Then we have Days of Plague and Sprightmare. We covered these 2-0 as well. A lot of 2-0s we're seeing. So Torjred and Days of Plague. Oh, this is going to be one of the toughest sets probably of round 3. Damn, that is going to be crazy. I don't know if Torjred is prepping at all. I think Plague might be doing some prepping, but he always does some odd stuff, as we've seen. This is going to be really interesting. I think Torjred is more of an improviser. That should be very exciting. I think they're actually going to play soon. Oh no, I think I saw a chat on maybe not this weekend. I can't remember. And then lastly, bracket G, we have Darth Noob and Elio. Yeah, Darth Noob got taken out by Elio. Darth Noob, who was so strong last year in APC1, he got taken out by a new player. Well, a new player. Elio has been around for a while, but he wasn't on APC1. So congrats to Elio. Beating Michael, now moving on and beating Darth Noob. Probably the biggest favorite of the whole bracket, honestly. 2-1 there. After that crazy comeback attempt by Darth Noob. So moving forward, and then Advanced Noob beat 2-0 Muji. These guys finished their set like 3 weeks ago or something. They finished these, and then they played this immediately, like after a few days, and they were done. So now it's Elio against Advanced Noob, another very interesting set. So round 3 is just going to be insane. Just super high level. If I would do predictions, I don't know between Azrael and what he's doing. I feel like Azrael probably preps more, so maybe Azrael could qualify. DeadFS, I have to say that DeadFS like is the favorite here to win. Here, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I would normally see Chloe Box, but Villaford is kind of a wild card. He's been playing really good, so I'll have to see what happens here. But perhaps Chloe Box. Here, I would say Sonja superior, but Arya can throw a curveball. Let's see. I would say Talos. Oof, this one's tough. This one's really tough. I would say perhaps Days of Plague could move forward here. Maybe his weird playing can throw Torjred off. And then here, I don't know. I don't know, man. I think Elio has been playing really well. Advanced Noob too, honestly. But okay, if I were to say, if I were to predict, I would say Azrael, DeadFS, Chloe Box, Sonja Superior, Talos, Plague, and Elio. But I don't know, man. We'll have to see. If I'm not mistaken. Oh, yeah. That's another point to Mark Sergu. Yeah. So let's see. How many from APC1 are out? Dijas is out. That's the only one in this bracket. Radel Karaman is out. So that's 2. Poland is out. Over here, we only had Arya. Over here, none. And Darth Noob. Yeah, that's the 4 of them. And actually, so 3 of the main event, I think. Right? Because Raider didn't make... No, he did. Okay. Oh, wait. Yeah, so 4 of the main event, actually. 4 from the APC1 main event are out. So, something interesting. In APC2 main event, there's going to be 4 new players. Or more. Like, at least 4 of them will have not been last year. So that's really, really cool. Dang. Torjred was beasting in APC1, yeah. No, for sure. I don't know how, man. I don't know how he did so well. Okay, Big Brady says Azarel, DFS, Cloybox, Aria, Talos, Target, Advance. Okay. So we have like 2 difference there. Yeah, I mean, honestly, it can... I think this was probably the biggest, the sharpest difference is going to be this, DFS. It's just, DFS is a beast, man. And this guy is playing so well right now. He seems just unstoppable. On async and on live, this guy is just too good. But the rest is like, oof. I mean, nothing against Hample, man. It's just that DFS is so good. I wish you the best, Hample, man. You can do this. You can do this. I'm sure the rest of the players will be very happy if you're able to kick DFS out of the tournament. But hey, all of these players, all these 14 players are getting $30 right now and 78 cents. And whoever wins is gonna get 67. So almost double, or more than double. Dang, okay. So that is it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed round 2, and we're gonna be moving to round 3. I don't know if I'm gonna be covering tomorrow, if I'm gonna be streaming tomorrow. So I feel like when I do double stream weekends, I end up exhausted. So I might take Sunday off, and we can cover matches on the next weekend, probably. See you tomorrow. Wishful thinking, Brandon. Yeah. You guys have a good one. Thank you for hanging out. I hope you had a lot of fun. And I will most likely see you next weekend. Bye-bye.